And we are live. Hi guys, let's get this on. Let's get this on for an amazing Flat Earth Day night. Welcome back to Flat Earth British. It's been a couple of weeks. I've been reading, I've been doing stuff, living a high life, and I am back with a juice fest. A juice fest for you tonight. It's going to be absolutely epic. Let me just check my comms and stuff are in order. It's good to see you all. And I've had a few comments saying, we miss you, Martin. Well, I'm back. So, fear not. There you are. I'm good. Rome wasn't built in a day. In fact, it wasn't built at all. So good to see you guys. I hope you're all going to keep your vibration up for this post. This is what we're doing here. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Let me give you a little idea of what goes on. Okay, it's been busy this week. There's been like a lot of general excitement over the release of the Old World Order movie. That is going to be shared in the descriptions box. It's on Ray Mudflood's channel. Go to Ray Mudflood's. He put it out there. So watch on there. So otherwise I put it up on this channel, but I'm definitely going to get copyright, and I'm already on a copyright thing till the end of June, I think. So fucking wrong way. Pour coffee down my lungs. Fuck. Okay, I'm better. It's just made me a little hot. So, no toilets on Flat Earth. No toilets in Tartaria. Just a kazi at the end of the garden. And we're going to look into that. We're going to have a think together as a thinky tank collective and see what we come up with. Okay, guys, I'll give you the brief history of the ludicrous story of the toilet. Apparently, we were all really stupid before the mid-1800s when Thomas Crapper and a few other inventors come out with flushing toilet. But before then, we were completely stupid. We chucked pots of poo out of the window in medieval times and kept piss pots under the bed, the whole family. You know, there's 8 of them in one bed and they're pissing in piss pot. It's not nice. So that's what they're saying. Yeah, we got all of these massive structures in antiquity. We'll show a little example. Versailles is probably the best example because of its 2,300 rooms and no toilets. And all of these, what they call, we'll be thinking about this quite a lot. It might be a bit of a brain splat. It might be a bit too much for some of you, but we're going to have a little think about buildings that are regarded as being built by Tatarians. They don't have any toilets. We've got massive 3-story, 4-story, what they call Victorian or Georgian buildings in Cardiff. And they didn't have toilets in the Victorian days. They had a kazi, basically the shit house at the end of the garden. Can you imagine it? Yeah. You want to go to the toilet at 4 a.m, freezing cold, bloody Britain. And then you're going to go down the end of the garden in your dressing gown. Yeah, and your gym jams, and you're going to go in a non-heated shed, okay, and go to the toilet, and there could be a rat in there, and there probably will be. In fact, the house I grew up in, it was not even Victorian; it was from the 30s, but we had an outside toilet. We had to go outside to the toilet. We didn't actually have an inside toilet fitted until 1972, if I remember rightly, and that was really groovy because, we were like, whoa, king of the castle, now we've got an inside toilet. As recent as that and in my lifetime, guys. So there must be a reason. There must be lots of reasons why there's no need for toilets in Tartaria or no toilets on Flat Earth. And we're going to go into that in quite some detail. Let me know what you think as well and check your ideas out there. So we're going to be doing that. Okay. And we're going to be thinking about later on in this post, because it's going to be 3 different posts, but the next bit of this post is going to be a bit of a mind splat. I've been co-researching all of the work of Wilson and Blackett, which is where I've been. It is too comprehensive. It's just a mind blow of information to go through. So I've been going through some of that and the links between Tartaria and Wales and America are too much to be ignored. And I do not believe in coincidences. I'm also going to touch upon some of the other books that Rossage the Sausage. Watch the video of Rossage the Sausage, who was literally an epic man from hidden British history. So I should get in contact with, actually, and see if I can do some work with them. I'm feeling that I should. And I watched Ross made a little video where he was super excited to be coming on the Flat Earth tour with me. And he was like literally just buzzing, and such a wonderful man, such a wonderful father. Oh my God. So heartbreaking. But his work was, well, it just works genius. It's just absolutely brilliant. Guys, listen, this is the real story. You know, these guys got fucked over by the establishment because of, you know, and academia as well, because of its overwhelming evidence. And we're going to go into that later, a little bit of it, a little taste, a little drop. But we're going to be going into it a little bit later. We're going to be thinking about psychicness. We're going to be thinking about psychic spies. We're going to be thinking about Jesus Christ, okay? Because I had a really unusual happening. So what happened was this. So I decided to go to Canton in Cardiff to go for a bit of breakfast, something or other, or get some pies. That was it. Got off the bus where I never usually get off, just to deliberately break a pattern. And then we walked past a big old church, really lovely old church, which is beautiful architecture, called St. John's in Canton in Cardiff. And inside, as we walked past, was all of these like amazing sounds coming out of there. And I was like, okay. And there was an usher lady outside, a black lady. I said, excuse me, usher lady, what's going on in there? That sounds really good. Sounds like a rapper. She said, no, they're not rapping, they're praying. It's like, okay. She said, you're welcome to go in and look. Okay, so we did. I walked through the door into the church, and there's maybe 200 black people. So I thought, fuck yeah, I'm in here. So I walk in, and there's people literally doing, there's police outside, doing twirling dervish in a trance. Honest to God, the music, I was like, within an instant, it just affected my consciousness. I was splattered. It was amazing. So whatever they were up to, it was like one of those Baptist singing things, but only without the Baptist singing. They were doing more, I don't know, it sounded like it was in tongues a bit, but they were all in a trance, and it was palpable. You could feel it. It was just weird. So anyway, this saint guy comes over. His name's Pastor Mike. Pastor Mike, okay? And I don't think this guy's on a make like normal pastors. He's not a TV pastor or anything. I quite like pasta, especially macaroni. Anyway, so he came over to welcome us because maybe he thought we felt a little bit awkward being like white as fuck and everyone's black. But we're all right. Like, it's like, yeah, man, I'm staying. I'm actually going to be black. I'm turning black just for today. But anyway, he grabbed over my hand and held it while he basically worded me up like about religion and stuff. But I asked sensible questions like, yeah, what exactly are we being saved from? And why was, before Jesus, wasn't it possible to actually speak to God? Why do we need a mediator? He answered all these questions, but not satisfactorily, actually. But he held my hand in a saintly manner. And I don't mean in like, yo, you're nice. Although, that could happen. But he's like, oh, yeah. I was like, listen, I got to let go, Mike. My hand's, literally sweaty as fuck, which it was. I was sweating. So, so he invited us back, like, to watch more trans stuff as all that. It was like, yeah, maybe. But the religion stuff and the dogma is going to have to go, okay? Because there's a new thing coming down the slide. You're all have to going to get jiggy with it because it's happening, whether you all like it or fucking not. Like that. He doesn't know about it. I was wondering whether Pastor Mike was aware that he was less than a mile away from the resting place of Joseph of Arimathea, who Ross went and showed us, and then he's dead a short time later. I just think he had a holy mission, yeah? I think he had a mission to bring this information out, and he did what he needed to do, but somebody else needs to carry on with it. That's what I feel is happening. Anyway, and then I don't know if he knows the story of, like literally Jesus coming to Cardiff, coming to Wales by his uncle, Joseph of Arimathea. In fact, the whole family did. I'll tell you about all that later. There are some annals and some evidence of that. We're going to talk about Hairy Mary, okay? I'm sick and fucking tired of them calling Mary Magdalene a prostitute. They keep doing this shit. It's like, oh, she died an alcoholic. Why don't you just leave that the fuck out? She just died. Oh, she was a raving whore. Well, I think that there's a lot of bad press about Mary Magdalene, so I want to set the record straight right here, right now. She was not a whore. All Renaissance art show her as hairy, like Hairy Mary, but of substance, okay? And not really what they say. That's just Hollywood with William Defoe devil-worshipping films, where they say she's a prostitute. Yeah. So Jesus, he's the son of God, and he's going to go around with a hooker that everyone else has been with. I don't fucking think so. Yeah. Think about it. Work it out. Work it out. Anyway. So Hairy Mary Magdalene, who's not a hooker at all. In the film Life of Brian, okay, the mistaken identity of Jesus, who is Brian, his girlfriend in that movie is Gwyn, and she happens to be Welsh. And I thought, well, Magdalene's like a Welsh name. It's like Magdalene is everywhere in Wales. So is all of the religious Bible names, like Bethlehem is just down here in West Wales. They have a Bethlehem here, and all of the other names as well. And I was just wondering if actually all of that went down here. And we're going to talk about all that later. There's actually books too, each their own. And later on, we're going to look at the Temple of Artemis, which is in Sardis Turkey. It's best. I've got the full collection of photographs for the mud flood that they're digging up that's there, and they are second to none. They won't be better than these mud floods. And the Pompeii dead. I got 1875 photographs of Pompeii. All the street cleared, like it's just been done. Only the photographer, he didn't think to take any photograph of the bodies because they never had any, because they come along later. The plaster of Paris bodies. In fact, the Pompeii dead are actually missing, probably in the mud. And flat-a-day pics and flat-a-day think pics, and anything that I can get through in the time scale because of time and stuff. So that's me. Right, Marcel, what are you doing? He's doing green stuff. He's gifted 1 Martin League membership. I don't exactly know what that means, but it sounds really groovy. Today, welcome to Smarty Marty Farty Party. Okay? It's going to be a fun place. No, it's not going to be a shit show. Okay? The internet is. This isn't going to be a shit show. Okay? This is going to be an intellectual discourse into the bullshit narrative, again, the crap narrative of the toilets for humanity. There must be a reason. Somebody said in my comments earlier, oh, they worked too hard, they ate all their food, burnt up the energy, and they never needed to poo. That's silly. No. We need to poo. All people poop. Did they always poop? Well, maybe not. Why? Well, I'll give you all the reasons and where the toilets might well be and why there was no toilets in this post. You interested? Make sure to subscribe and like things. Okay, so let's give you a few. What's happening there? Alva Billy's wicked. Right, let's go through all of you, shout you all, and interact. What's that featured observatory? I absolutely knew this was going to start. Yeah, poopy jokes. Knew it. Kathleen Mascati, the Saxon who just announced he's seen a migrant shitting in the street. Oh dear. I don't know what the world's come into. So, I don't know. I don't like litter. I had a little brainstorm with an old lady when I got off that bus who was picking up litter because he was driving her mental. Litter should be a, punishable offence. Subi Raskowi, good to see you, lovely. Yes, smarty matty fatty patty. And Bob Sykes, love you, Bob Sykes. You were my epic Kung Fu Hustle. It's the best film ever made, as you all probably know by now. There's some multi-layered tales in there about growth and how to be a better person and shit. Yeah. And about instant karma, about not being a shit. Otherwise, it's all going to come straight back at you. I'm laughing because I see this happening quite often in my reality where people are just being shits. And it just don't take long, for the old poo bag to land. Spellerine, who's my mate's thing, I shouldn't laugh. It's like everyone's on their own journey here, and we should love them all for whatever, innit? Okay, except that guy who pooed in the street, Saxon. that's to be really frowned upon, by the way. Lady today, probably during the vapor canopy, discussed this yesterday, Bavarians. Yeah, well, this is something I was going to actually bring up at Lucky today, is vapor canopy. It was a bit chunkier air. Maybe people were nourished by the environment itself. Bavarianism, I don't like to talk about that too much because I don't want people actually, there's a guy who does Bavarianism and he's close to death, basically he's stabbed himself to death. So unless you're a Kung Fu hustle master, yeah, like proper, like being in Tibet for 25 years, in Khmer Rouge, learning how to fucking disappear into another dimension and pop back again, you know that one, then I wouldn't advise it, you know, because it sounds like you're just going to hurt yourself. People hurt themselves all the time. Look when all that vegan stuff come out on the internet. Everyone went, they're like, oh, I'm feeling so well, but I've got a terrible fucking cold sore. It's like, well, yeah, you're just dropping your immunity system or your defense system. Eat what you want. I eat like not much, really. Michael King, thanks for your efforts, Smarty. Well, it's my absolute pleasure to be here. For some reason, I'm here. I'm meant to be in this moment in time to be with you guys. Okay, don't know why. Don't even know what is all this shit out here. I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. What does matter is all of that antiquity, yeah, which they call Tatarian. They ain't got a bog. What's going on with that? And we're going to look into the toilet roll as well. They had no toilet roll. Oh, no, it got invented. I got the picture of the patent. The toilet roll didn't arrive like everything shit out of nowhere in the 1850s. So they invented shit out of nowhere. They invented toilet roll. I think it was 1856. I've seen the patent. Looks like the toilet rolls we got today, just that greasier stuff that like literally spreads it around and doesn't wipe it off at all. You know, like school toilet paper. Anyway, well, it was only a picture actually. It might be nice soft toilet paper. Can't really cast aspersions on people's toilet paper making skills. So guess what they used before toilet paper? Go on, have a little guess, you. Go on, sitting there, have a guess. Corn on the cob. Corn on the fucking cob. So you know little knobbly bits. Well, I'm guessing, I don't know which way it got. Well, obviously that way. It captures. They also use shells. Shells, like on Demolition Man. Remember? Yeah, he's in the future, yeah. Sylvester Stallone, yeah, with I think it's Sandra Got Bollocks was in it as well, and he wants to use a toilet, and they pass him 3 shells, and he doesn't know what to do with them. Yeah, the Romans had toilets; they're public toilets. This is the problem with the Roman idea: is they had communal toilets where everyone sits around and poos together. No. That's something really sacred and holy that you must do alone. It's like, please hold my hand. I want to go to the toilet is one of the things that has never been said in reality. Okay. So I don't know whether I want to carry on with this conversation at the moment. Anyway, Manny, what do you think of the old World Order film, my old China? Yeah? It's all right, isn't it? Jonathan Sherman. I think I used to be weed from a Jesus from a valley. Jesus Jones was his name when he lived here. Jesus Jones, they knew him of. Jones the God, they called him. And everyone knows, there's the Archangel Michael, he keeps showing up. I met you the other day. Do you remember me? I asked Pastor Michael if he had any affiliation with the Archangel Michael. And he's like, no, I strictly Jesus. I was like, okay. Just like, I think it's something to do with it all. It's like, well, he didn't me, but it was like he didn't respond. Anyway, what's that, Mo? We all Jesus, he is within. Well, this is what I've been reading is about the Essenes. Although they're a weird culty thing and they don't have women, and they say like, oh, if you're going to be a guru, you've got to be celibate or whatever. Yeah, fuck that. So I'm thinking that the Essenes, like, they keep themselves like under 30 years of age. They all live by the Dead Sea. We got all this information from Dead Sea Scrolls. And they all enhance their psychic abilities. Now, I think that was what was going on in these music machines, the churches, okay, the devices. I think that apart from getting invigorated, I think these people were, I think the Tatarians are the people we're going to look at in this post. I think they were more psychic. I think that's the key to healing this world. Is I think the education system and all the brainwashing stopped us being as psychic as we are. I think when we're released from that, I think we just become truly psychic. You know, cognitive abilities, being able to see shit a little while before it happens is really cool to be able to get that skill. Let me tell you, very, very handy. What we need is there's a couple of few billionaires in Wales, but billionaires. What I was thinking was this: getting an army together, bum rushing the North Pole with a load of battleships, so the Norwegians don't stop us, and basically having a bit of a suntan on all the land up there, because that's where they all are, isn't it? Because you're not allowed to go to the North Pole, are you? Why is that? Why are they flying over the North Pole then? No, because it's all fucking there, isn't it? All that extra landy-wandy. So we're going to bum rush the North Pole. This is a really good plan, billionaire. Fund me, yeah? Big army. Okay, but it won't be an army with guns. We're going to be a peace army, like the ones in Men at Stare at Goats. So we'll be spreading, yeah, we will be spreading our love philosophy, which is basically, don't fuck with me or we'll blow your shit up. Love philosophy. And yeah, that's it. Bomb them into peace. And ships, loads of ships to go to the North Pole, okay? And if there's any money left over, we're going to do a big drone, to go up a certain height and then fly a rocket off the drone with a camera on there, not a GoPro lens, and take it the highest rocket homemade experiment for flat Earth that we've ever done. Billionaire, you going to cough up? That's two big whammies, man. Yeah. And high possibility the Wales will be a superpower again. That little flag. Yeah. We'll wave in the UN and I'll be pushed into a little thing of, you know, what they put them flags in, probably clay, or maybe they have plasticine. That's the word I was thinking of. I used to really like plasticine, but you know what used to piss me off, guys? When you mix the fucking colours with plasticine. So I'm trying to make, you know, a morph or something out of my plasticine, and my sister or somebody just goes and fucks up my plasticine. Do you hate that? Fucking right. So I'm glad I got that out of my system. That's been there for 40 fucking years, 50 years. Jesus. So yeah, we're going to talk about a lot in this. You all excited? What's Scott saying? Hi, Scott, my friend. Jesus was. I reckon Jesus would have loved the B-52s. I just guess that would have been. No, I don't personally know Jesus. I just vibrationally feel that he would have liked the B-52s. Do you? Love Shack? No, maybe not. Don't know. Well, he wouldn't like heavy metal, would he? He wouldn't be an Ozzy Osbourne fan. That's the other one, isn't it? Oh, poor Ozzy. I hope he don't die. I love Ozzy Osbourne. He looks like a shit took a shit. I don't know. He's just fucked up. But listen, all them drugs and he's still kicking around now. He can't fucking moan. He was a Prince of Darkness for 50 fucking years. So more power to Ozzy Osbourne. Generals gathered in their masses. And don't die just yet. In fact, don't die at all. Okay. I think the Rolling Stones should definitely die before Ozzy Osbourne. I think just that should be just standard. Yeah. Fucking. It's Mick Jagger here, yeah. Mick Jagger, yeah. He looks like a Tetley tea bag, doesn't he? He's got more wrinkles than a Tetley tea bag. I don't even know how he dances. Oh, yeah, I do. Cocaine. What? Sharon don't look that bad, Jamie. I seen her the other day. I think she really loves him. Although she's his handler or whatever. She really loves his ass. And honestly, let's be honest. What's that? Hey, 16 Alpha. Does something smell funny here today? Does something smell funny here today? Is this cryptic? Satan's laughing spread his wings. So we got a Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath were all about peace and love, man. Yeah, they just had bad press. Jagger and Springsteen. Oh yeah. I like literally investigated Bruce Springsteen because I was interested on the cover of Wanking in the Pack. I mean, Born in the USA, or Borned in the USA, as we should say. he's got like a red handkerchief hanging out of his pocket. Yeah. So I was like, I wonder what that means. So I Googled it. What does a red handkerchief mean hanging out your back pocket? Well, it means fancy a bum, apparently. It's a gay thing. So I'm like, oh, Bruce Springsteen's gay, is he? Doesn't seem to be, does he? You know, but, you know, it's Holly weird and all that, innit? You know, you don't know what they're all up to. So, yeah, so that was weird. And his song, you know, Wanking in the Park. What's that all about, guys? Yeah, that's a bit obscene, they're not. So turd sandwiches. They're all right with sugar. What do you think they've done in Stalingrad, bro? Fucking hell. Shit sandwiches. My mother used to say that to me. I used to say, Ma'am, what's for tea? She said, shit with sugar on. I was like, sorry, a fucking ass. Eva, good to see you. Check the new chronology flamenco. Well, that's not new if it's from the flamenco, is it? Okay. So, front row seat. Have you heard of her? Fab. James highlights. Oh, what's the other bit? Okay, I don't know what that says because my brain just collapsed completely. Bab, good to see you. Springsteen was a punk who pumped up the device of my generation. Yeah, you got to be careful which pop stars you slag off, haven't you? Because it upsets a lot of people. You can slag off John Lennon all you want. If you call him all the names you want, I won't get upset about it. Oh, in fact, just lay off Jimi fucking Hendrix. Innit? So, love chat, baby. Was Jesus, was Black Sabbath Jewish? No, I think they was from like Birmingham. So, yeah, they got a big Jewish quarter there. They got like the jewelers, haven't they? Diamond things. No, I don't think so. You got Tony Iommi the phony, haven't you? I don't know. I don't care anyway. I seen David Bowie. I was ultimately disappointed. Big Country, who were on before him, were much, much better. They were really brilliant. David Bowie apparently inserted his... No, what was that? Inserted a Mars bar. This is about Marion Faithfull, the Mars bar kid, isn't it? I don't think I should do this. Although, this is for adults, this channel. David Bowie apparently in Mick Jagger's poo. Okay. Well, I didn't hear about that, okay? I didn't hear about David Bowie and a Mars bar, and I heard that they may have been dancing in the street, but I don't know. It's just like, it's rumours, isn't it? You know? So anyone seen Stevie Nicks just lately? She's fucking awesome. I mean, she haven't lost her voice at all, yeah? She's absolutely brilliant. We love her vibration is so awesome. I can't believe she shagged Mick Fleetwood. What the fuck was she thinking? I can't wait. I planned for years to fuck him up, Mick Fleetwood, but I never bumped into him. Sorry, fucking shag my girlfriend. Anyway, Mo Sampson, David Bowie did a song named Black Star. Yeah, he did. And then he took his last bow like that, and he steps back into the closet and closes the door. A couple of weeks later, he's back on the news, Channel 4, pretending he's his agent, and he's all smiley face. We've all seen the Russian Vids video. We know that shit goes down. We get a download as truthers. So, oh yeah, I'm up on all the truthy things, me. Yeah, this is a new genre of itself. It's called truthtainment. Truthtainment. Shelley, Elsie Griffin. So I hope that message is filtering through to this Welsh billionaire who's like, yeah, man, I'm fucking sick of the Welsh getting stepped on by every fucker for the last 600 years. That shit's gonna way fucking stop. I'm having a brainstorm again. Oh God, I'm a Welsh nationalist. What's the matter with me? Okay, Jimmy Robbins. Lindsey Buckingham, most underrated guitar. Do you know, I would agree. He was awesome. I reckon Lindsey definitely should have gone out with Peter Green. He should have gone out with as well. And what's her name? Christine McVie died last year, didn't she? Really sad. So, but I don't think they needed 2 lead singer women anyway. Although she was good. Safety Dance. Michael, I fucking love you. Play it all the time. I love the Safety Dance. It's got all the words about reset. It tells you about fucking off to another world. Yeah. And if you ain't groovy, you ain't coming. It's basically, yeah. Because this thing that's happening here, it's like the big cleansing, isn't it? Yeah. It's the big game, the big cleansing game where you either make it or you don't. Yeah. In the soul game. Yes. It's a tricky game, I know, because basically there's flashy lights and things, isn't there? Things to tempt you. But you don't need it, honestly. All you need is right in front of you, as you will find out later in life. We don't need that much. So, turd is the word. Turd. Turds the word. I hope that doesn't play repetitive in your head all night long. I do apologise if it does. We love you, Marianne. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh my God, I was obviously not here for that. Debbie, just cover your face. Put your face in the pillow. Don't watch it. Turn the volume down. Just look at us instead. That would be good. Okay. Well, I'm sorry if I offend anyway. I don't mean to. that may be a little bit dishonest. I don't really mind offending. I'm sure there's lots in this post to offend definitely religious people, 100%. Although I'm like literally on a new quest now. I'm on a new quest now. My quest is to actually prove the existence of Christ and show you all his burial place with all of the evidence you could possibly imagine to make it true. And thought I would like do a big upheaval of humanity. Yeah, I think I'll do that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not causing trouble. Who said that? Okay. Maybe a little bit. So we're having to think about no toilets on flat Earth. Yeah, there's got to be a reason for this, guys. We're going to give you some ideas of what. Now, in my Brian, okay, there was a mud flood. I'm going to show you photographs later, which would show you there was a mud flood. And brilliant yesterday, flat water. Who doesn't like flat water? Flat water. I don't even watch YouTube, right? But flat water, his videos come up. Fucking love it. Yeah, Glenn's the best. Flat water, flat Earth. Yeah. Google, YouTube it, right? He done a video yesterday, Relics of America, and it tells you all about the Welsh in America, Welsh-speaking Indians in America, and a whole load of shit that was built in this, what they call classical style, which was already there, which we've already showed you in American Antiquities by Josiah Peast, and other books and texts, which definitely persuade me, anyway, that all of that is true, that America is your world, and America had a civilization way before they say Christopher Columbus, their man, who's from fucking Italy, he's a Venetian, with his load of bullshit. And then you got like 1,000 years before him, approximately, you got Welsh Prince Maddox, who went there for real because it's in the annals. He was a son of Prince Gwynedd. I took a load of shit over there, built a load of shit. So most of that shit you're looking at in sort of New England, Pennsylvania, definitely, Virginia, definitely, New York, definitely, and all of America, really. That shit's Welsh. I'm going to show you. No, it ain't. It's fucking Tatarian. No, it ain't. Because I'm going to show you now. Well, it might be. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. This is the great investigation, the biggest story ever told. And we're going to get to it, guys. We're going to blow everyone's mind. We're going to change the structure of society to a better, more, beautiful, peaceful place. Because it fucking sucks. People, oh my God. God, they suck. They always moan. Oh, what about me? I hear that a lot. Yeah, and what about you? We're all doing our own journey here. We're not responsible for you. You've got to do your own thing. Everyone's got a different truth journey. Some people think there's a galactic federation, and they're happy. So let them be fucking happy with their spacemen. As long as they're happy, I don't actually give a shit. I prefer them happy, if you know what I mean. So I've probably been talking for a little while. Let's get on to Flatwater's channel. There it is. Hippie Shake just linked him up. He's awesome. It's Flatwater, and one of the best ever on YouTube history, in my opinion. Something happened and blown up and melted down. Okay, meltology was brought up on that movie as well. It's not a popular topic with everybody. I definitely think some buildings look fudge fucked, and I think there was some sort of plasma event, compression sometime in the past, probably like when you mentioned the vapor canopy fell. I think this place was probably torched, so to speak, and I think there's evidence for that everywhere. But that's not my thing. None of that's my thing. I'm not doing that. That's not my thing. The Third Reich. We have ways of making you talk. What month is it? It is June. No, it is July. It's not. It's June. Let's not take the piss out of the Germans. They did a really good job in the war, didn't they? You know. So, and anyway, talking of fucking. Anyway, let's get down to the juice a minute. Just to say this few words while they just rised up in my consciousness, so it could be from a higher source or my oversoul. So I'm going to lay it down now. Genocide. I don't think any nation on earth has been genocide more than the fucking Welsh. And we have had a fucking guts full. I mean, you've stuck us on a tiny little pocket of fucking Western Britain, yeah, when it was all ours. Have you watched Game of Thrones? Have you watched Lord of the Rings by a Welshman? The whole story is in there, guys. It fucking is. And I'm just got it in me now, like right through me like a stick of Blackpool rock. And I'm going to bring this out. And it'd be exciting to watch. Plus, I can't imagine the powers that should not be would be. No, we were Slavic. Yeah, this is it with the languages. I'm hearing. So Welsh is the oldest language in Europe, one of the oldest languages in the world. And it is a written language, but the early Welsh Druidic language was an oral tradition, okay? And the narrative is that the Welsh people were maybe originated from the Indus Valley civilization, or Mohenjo-Daro, as we know, got zapped in the events of Krishna and Arjuna and the biblical battles that are cited in the Mahabharata. And vitrified forts and etc. But we got vitrified forts in Scotland as well, haven't we? Some special weapon that we may know of that, basically was their power when this takeover happened. Okay, now we're going to get to all that later. I'm going to show you all the Jews. So 454 of you watching. Thanks for being here. Nick Class, good to see you, my friend. Okay, well, we'll offer the evidence and we'll do the research. Everyone's take it or leave it. Matters not. So there's Kathleen, good to see you, lovely. And tickets for the festival, Sounds Beautiful Festival in 2 weeks. It's going to be OD of Truth or Legends. I actually can't fucking wait. It's going to be absolutely epic. All of us all in one place. Oh, man, the vibration's going to be off the fucking radar. Can I see it now? Woohoo! Steve, where you been? Where you been, mate? Hope all is well with you. God, I've heard some names today that I haven't heard in years for some reason. Welsh due to be the Garden of Eden. You read that, did you? Yeah, do you know what? I only read that this morning. It was in Wilson and Blackett. Yeah, Garden of Eden. They call people in Wales, we call Wales God's country. That is for a reason. Okay. Chronology's debated. It's not, people in the Tatarian fields with the J. There was no J actually existing back then, but it's there later. And you can see the J on the beginning of 1700s dates. Not so many earlier, I noticed. And the I, which is earlier, which people say is just added, like for Jesus, for Jesus, because there was no J. And then later, when the J came with the King James Bible, then they added a J. So the other dates could be the real dates. But I don't know one way or the other, guys. It's a very confusing affair. All I do know is it's not when we say. We don't know where we are, okay? We don't know when we are, where we are. I'm getting an idea of what we're doing here, though. I'm just touching upon it. It's like on the tip of my tongue. But there's so much bullshit happening and like things to try and detract you and stuff. I noticed. So it's best to keep clear focus and just concentrate on my research and my job at hand, which is what I've been doing. It's very, very, it's bearing fruits. Renegade Seed, D-Tech, good to see you, bro. Fryspawn and Mitzi, Lynn Mitzi, happy flatter day. Oh, haven't I done a, right, so today's a fluffy fat firm. So fluffy flat firms to infinity Fries, back again. Back to infinity Thrice 3 times. You do that and back again. That's a big, really long, fluffy fat firm. Okay, my last one was a fuzzy flat firm. Christ consciousness for everyone. That's all it's about, isn't it? Krishna consciousness, Krishna seed, or Christ. It's all the same thing. So yeah, but they did say that Jesus. There's narratives out there. I've got a couple of books over there. One that states about it. It's like a mysteries of the world thing. That Jesus survived the crucifixion and went to Kashmir and had a family in India. All well and good. He may have well have done, you know, but I think that he came this way, and I think the evidence, you know, I seen the resting place of Joseph of Arimathea. That's Jesus's uncle, guys. Yeah, and there was something about the whole fucking day, and then Ross not lasting after it. It just seemed like just something in it, really fucking something in it. Anyway, so that's just me, but you would have had to been there actually. So one thing Ross did tell me, he said all that stuff about King Arthur, Glastonbury tried to claim fame to all of it. Yeah, because, you know, they have first dibs on the history, don't they, the English? So they've like robbed a lot of the narratives away from Wales. You know, oh, it's in Camelot, it's in fucking Avesbury, it's in different Cadbury Castle, this castle, that castle, of where Arthur's castle was. And all of this shit was going down in Wales. What nationality was Merlin? Oh, that's right. He was Welsh, wasn't he? And he's said to be, his mother was an Atlantean survivor. Right. Okay. Well, where was Atlantis, I wonder? Okay. Logging on to the new info. Well, we got about 3 vlogs in this, okay? Because I've been gone for 2 weeks, I could have done 3 really juicy posts, but it'll all be in one. And it doesn't matter. As long as it's all out in the ether, I don't even care. I just can't believe, you know, I'm really happy that I made it this far in life. I'm 56, guys, and I did it this far. Yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. And that was really against all odds, believe me. Okay. It's against all, search for the hero inside yourself. That's what we got to do, guys. We got to get psychic, heal the world, search for the hero inside, and just be epic. Because the one thing these icky people, you know, on the low vibrational experience, do, okay, is apart from they suck, they will never be groovy. And by that, not being groovy, they're always going to be unhappy. And they're unhappy because they're unhappy. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want them to be happy, okay? So we're going to say, come play. Yo, come and play. And get out of the house and come and do stuff. To everybody who's, you know, needing a break from, you know, shit them. Because once you get in a rut, guys, I've been in a rut. I've been depressed years ago and in a rut. Brian, is he okay? No, he died. He died. I'm sorry to tell you, Joy. He died. Poor old Brian. That was my last post. We loved Brian and we do miss him here, but his spirit will always live in Flat Earth British because, as I explained before, Flat Earth British peoples never die because it is forbidden. Kathleen Muscati, happy birthday. Could be wrong. Be Earth Day. Well, it may as well be my birthday. I could have an unofficial birthday like the Queen. Okay. What's that? I'm a whippersnapper, Martin. Still younger than me. I know. I'm not going to tell. I shouldn't die. Are you 56 as well? Are you, Raina? 56 young. You know, 50 is the new, like, the new 40. Used to be dirty 30. It's not anymore. James, we are British. Yay for the British people. Yeah. John, you, nay, yay for Americans, yeah, for everybody. Okay, I don't know. It's a lot of money to my heart. So why is love associated with the heart? I was wondering about that. It's like, you know, I thought it was chemicals just released from the mind because you're getting like your willy's doing things. It's something to do with that, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know about things in life. I'm only learning, like you all are as well. Okay, but one thing I do, but I notice a lot of people don't do, not that I give a fuck, is my own live inquiry. I think for myself, and I don't let others influence me. I literally do my own thought patterns, and the beauty of it is I'm not scared to share them on my channel, which is really groovy. Let me cross my legs. 68, Alpha Billy, you're 68. Wow, bro, I thought you was proper young. You seem young in chat with all your energy. Wow, that's cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, so it's illegal to die. I think that's another thing that with this higher psychicness that we're going to be going into. Long life, longevity. because we've been sold a half-life. There's no way you should be living 70 fucking years of shit. I think we should be living in a really brilliant society, like glistening Celestine prophecy style colors, vibrancy, cause the consciousness is lifted up to meet it, cause the sun has completed its cycle, and it's no longer going to be a white LED, and it's going to go back to the fat old yellow sun we all used to know, and it's going to give us all of that juice that we used to have before, because consciousness is struggling right now. Everyone is struggling with it right now, the change. But all's good. All's good. All you got to do is think, yeah, well, fucking don't worry, innit? Could be worse. Could be worse, yeah? Could be John Merrick. Yeah? Could be the Elephant Man, couldn't you? Anything could happen. So don't even worry about it. Yeah? It's all good. Yes, all glowy. That's what you got to do. You got to get all glowy. You got to get all sparkly-eyed and glowy. You got to live, yeah? Got to let your spirit shine, yeah? And dreaming. Dreaming's good. I love dreaming. Okay. Okay. Right, let's get into the juice. And make sure to share this out. Imagination. Don't panic, Pike. Don't tell him your name, Pike. We didn't burn him. Keep it positive is the only way to survive in this place. I got told of a study of people surviving in like a concentration camp sort of environment, and the people kept their shit together and didn't fold. And you know, obviously, you're not going to be in a good mood, clicking your fingers, singing, you know, singing in the rain when you're in a concentration camp, obviously. But if you kept your vibration up and positive, you was going to survive it. But the people were like, oh, it sucks so bad. They died. They died because of the attitude. So it's all about attitude, perception in this place. And you got to keep it up. Otherwise, you're literally fucked in this place. Yeah. It'll eat you alive. Like my mother used to say, guys, she said, what did she say? When you laugh, the world laughs with you. When you cry alone. And never a truer word said, guys, really. So we laugh together. Okay. And crying. Yeah. Crying over poo. So this will not be a shit blog, okay? This is going to be a smarty, marty, farty party where you are going to have a good time. There's going to be loads of comedy later on. It won't be too rude because YouTube rules and stuff. So there you are. I'm not actually going to show it or anything. It's a groovy little film. I'm sure they're going to have more. Maybe they'll talk about mud flood in it in the next one. That'd be good. And it is on Ray. There he is, Boston Ray Mud Floodage. And it's on his channel. Go over there and watch and give him a sub as well while you're over there. Because Ray is awesome. We love Ray over here in Flat Earth British land. We start here. Architecture. Okay. So we say, is it Tatarian? Why do we say it's Tatarian? Well, some of it looks Moorish. Some of it looks Byzantine. Some of it looks Coptic. Some of it looks Arab. Some of it looks Eastern. So which style are we exactly attributing to the Tartarians? Well, we would say the buildings that you witness in Russia, maybe. Which would be Tartarian. This sort of building, this is actually in America, but yeah, you can see these domes. But it looks Oriental, doesn't it? It looks like Moorish. And this huge building in the past, again, to my eyes, looks mud flooded, this crazy big tower, and possibly what looks like some sort of bloom landing platform there. Who built that? Well, it looks like St Pancras Station in London. It looks a little bit like a castle. Again, huge buildings in America. Who exactly built them? And what is the style? What is the style of this building? So would you say that is Tatarian? Yeah, I think I would. It's that big granity with the four angels and the pillars. It looks a little bit maybe Gothic. And so what are the classical buildings then? Well, these buildings are, this one was in Bristol. It was in fact knocked down in the 1960s, unfortunately, in Bristol High Street. But it is a wooden, apparently, Tudor building from the Middle Ages, because apparently they weren't building in stone. But it managed to last all that long, but not only until the 60s, because they do stupid shit like that. So what about this thing then? Again, in America, again, looks like it's Moorish, but it can't be Moorish because it's America. Who exactly is building this stuff? And who is it? The Tatarians. We're getting a few different styles and tastes. Okay. So I noticed a lot of people were discussion, a lot of discussion kicked off about the World Order film, and a lot of people, well, you know, because of the great expositions and the stuff, saying, well, we're saying that there was a greater place. And we're not taking it that you did, you know, we're not taking it away. We're saying that you were the Jews. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. They're only citing, you know, the buildings of your buildings to the 40 miners and the Irish navvies and Welsh and other people that came there and apparently built all of this. Okay, these expositions, these large buildings all over America. This one is in not in America, but it is an absolute, it's in Dresden, and it's gone now, unfortunately, but these really spooky Phoenician faces, but all the tech on that. So yeah, I would call that sort of Phoenician style. Looks a bit church-like. It's got a bit of Gothic feel to it. It's got some melted windows on the bottom. I don't know whether you can see that. It's a really unusual feature. I don't know whether it's the photography. No, it's just the way it's turning around. So there's, as you can see, there's shit tons of style, and you get these, which we call Tatarian. They're mud flooded, massive towers on them, huge buildings, too big really for the time and the people and the argument ongoing of horse and car. I think it makes perfect, you know, absolutely no sense whatsoever for something of this size. You know, this building, they'll say, I don't know the exact details, guys, but they'll say they shot it up in the 1880s, and then it's probably fucking knocked down by 1909. But you can see this stonework's old and dirty. This shit been around forever. Half-cut window with the pavement. What would be the fucking point of doing a window anyway if you're going to cut it in half, and that one in half, and that one in 30, because the mud came down this way into this street? Liquefaction at the reset, but they're way too big. You know, the population around at these times, you know, as well, it doesn't warrant, you know, how many people could fit in that building? 20,000 people, 10,000 people. It just doesn't warrant the amount of people. And some of these styles as well, this is a beautiful little style in America as well, this lighthouse that comes with a house. But I thought, well, it's not a lighthouse, is it? Oh, yeah. The wealthy had their own landing platform, like the elites have helicopter pads now. So you literally come in with your blimp, park there, step off, and then you're into your home. Yeah, of course they did that. So the wealthy, I think they had their own blimp towers. We had a Gaumont in Cardiff. My mother used to work in there. Unusual thing on there. Don't know what's going on. So that's an unusual style in France. But this world of giant arches, giant windows, and giant doors, and all of that is everywhere in the world, and it's replicated. It's a replicating style of architecture. This too looks like a station. It could be in Hong Kong. It could be in Prague. It could be in London. This is a replicating style. Huge domed doors, massive towers, clock faces. And these things with the trains running in and out, which are glass domed buildings. Were they always that, or were they hangers for balloons? Because balloons would have fit him in perfect. Anyway, just checking that out there. Lyceums all over the world, but what they actually are is Greco-Romano temples, temples to Apollo. I think these were built as well in around the same period. I think that they were built at the same time, if that makes any sense. But I think this uglification of Tartaria, you know, if you peel this back, it's a red brick underneath and a covering over there. And that is, to me, you know, the Munsters house or the Adams family house is the archetypical Tatarian style. Again, in America, it looks a bit like, oh, it's lovely with that tower, isn't it? And all that antiquitech going on and a wire coming down. Beautiful, beautiful. So whose style exactly? Because I'm looking at 5 or 6 different styles here. Here's the Greco-Romano style that we mention all the time. What you find in most American little towns, you'll find a Greco-Romano bank on the corner. All of these little American towns, I've seen them all over Texas. They all look like this. Really ornate. They're little Greco-Romano banks, and all of them in the little American towns. But it's classical, isn't it? It's like a little temple, because it would have been a little temple. This style, with the pointiness and the towers, is repeated everywhere. So, horse and cart society, no toilets. They haven't got any plumbing in. Nothing like that is happening. They're all too stupid. Apparently, they're still doing piss pots and going down the back garden to shit in a shed with rats. But they're building these, and they're dragging all the materials. I can't get it, I'm just not getting it. Some of these interiors in these buildings, like this building here, they're all marble columns, and you've got to imagine that these little horse and carts and gantries and getting them in, and the time it would take is just fucking ridiculous notion. These are older and they're deeper. Look at that. And all of these things, you can see this one's like lower windows, but they don't go just one story down, guys. They go multiple stories down. They go 2 or 3. To get to the toilets in Cardiff centre pubs, I could give you a shitload of examples. You have to go down 2, 3 flights of stairs underground to get to the toilet. So there's no toilets on flat Earth, but could they have been in deeper basements in Tartaria? And then the mud flood came, and the toilets are still down there somewhere, like really deeper. Maybe they did have toilets. Now, whatever reason for not having toilets could they have had? Well, on my last post, I talked about the dome, if you like, or the realm slowly ages, moving and thawing in some places and freezing in others. So what you do find is computers love the cold to work. So what if these places were occupied by a machine intelligence? A machine intelligence, just like you get in the Matrix with Machine City. So this is like as freaky and as weird and as stupid as it gets with the explanation for history is the explanation for toilets. It doesn't wash, guys. It makes no sense. This is one of the best architectural pieces in the world, the Palace of Versailles, home to Henry VI. Fuck me. Anyway, my mind's gone blank. But it had 2,300 rooms, 63,000 foot of space in Louis XVI's Versailles, and it's one of the best palaces, as you know, on earth. But they don't do bogs because no one goes to poo. It's really weird, and they even bring this up on this website. This is Versailles, but they had a lack of toilets. There were hardly any toilets at Versailles, and with the court counting several thousand people, turned out to be more than a little problem. So in the most lavish palace on earth, or one of them, home of Louis XVI, they only got 1 or 2 toilets. This one here, apparently, the Queen's toilet, she gets a toilet, and Louis XVI has a little one as well. But everyone else is pooing and peeing where exactly? They've just done 2, like, let's do a tribute to the toilet, make out we actually had them. And there's 2 of them. What you find is when you look into the toilet, we didn't have them at all. I mean, at all. We had a shithole at the end of the garden. They started introducing public toilets in around the 1850s mark in London and in other cities. We got them here in Cardiff, where there are staircases going deep underground. I sort of feel by some of them got Antiquitech around them, that they may have not actually been for toilets originally, but maybe entrances to underground worlds, especially with London, because there's more happening under London than above. Or the toilets were actually underground because they all got mud flooded in. And that's what's happened with all of the Tatarian buildings. There is a possibility there was a mud flood, that the railways got mud flooded in and everything else. So back to the Romans. So the Romans all sat around in a circle, all having a chat with one another while having a holy dump. I'm not buying that. And you always see like men Romans. So where are the women pooing exactly? Anybody thought about that? And these toilets in London, pray tell, are for men only. So women need a toilet more. They have babies and stuff, don't they? They always want to go pee. So where are the women going to toilet? Okay, stop there. In the Victorian era, or this era, all of the women are wearing crinoline gowns. So long dresses, many layers, petticoats underneath, and something underneath that, and something underneath that, layers and layers and layers. They got to lift up so it doesn't drag in the shit in the mud. So what? They got to take all of that off to go to the toilet every day. How are they lifting it all up? How is this even happening? And where exactly are they going to toilet? Because they're not catering in these places. These are only for men, and they don't seem to be catering for women. So there's a narrative. I got told the other day, I ain't buying it one fucking bit. I'm just saying here and now, I don't believe it. You can visit one of these in Chepstow Castle near Wales, where they're showing you slots that come out of the side of the wall with pipes, what looks like pipes once fitted in. And they say the people in the Middle Ages used to stick their ass out of the side of the castle and shit out of a box into the moat. Well, the one I've seen looks like pipes went up and looks like some sort of water engineering. And I'm just not buying that this happens every morning, especially when the castle had 500 inhabitants and they all had taking turns to stick their ass out on a freezing cold morning to go and poo in the moat. So I'm not buying that for old ways of toilets. So they didn't have any toilets in antiquity in castles. They didn't have any toilets in Tartaria, and the public toilets came around much, much later. The first public toilet was invented, or the first toilet we had in our houses if you were wealthy, was by Thomas Crapper, where the word crap originated, that we all say. So here's a drawing here as a method of constructing public conveniences that was put forward. And as you can see, there is sense to put them deep underground, but you see these places now, they're turned into coffee shops and bars in London and not toilets at all. They've done the same in Cardiff, but they were really plush and had beautiful tiling and everything else. But there was a lot of cottaging going on, so they sort of cut that out. They were bumming. So Jennings public urinals, that again is for men to stand and pee. Where did the women go? So you may or may not know that the first toilets ever introduced were in, guess where? The 1851 Crystal Palace Great Exposition introduced the first toilets on Earth. Apparently, I shit you not, this is one. So we never had toilets beforehand, guys, except in ancient Knossos, the Minoan civilization had sewer systems and apparently flushing toilets, or so they lead us to believe. But then we forget about all that for apparently thousands of fucking years, and then we don't know how to go to the toilet and flush it all away because we're pooing in pots and throwing it out of the window. And all of this arrives like the whole world at 1850, like the whole world just shit out of nowhere after the Great Exposition. Okay, lift up laboratories. Jenkins lift up laboratories came along 1862 in London. So around that era, 1860s, the first toilets came along, and this was highest award at the expositions. He won. Okay, for retiring rooms in hotels, clubs, and railways, these were introduced. Little washrooms, okay, and somewhere to take a tom tit, okay, which they never had before because people weren't going to poo before for some reason. In there, in the Great Exposition, was the first toilet ever shown. And this was another exhibit, Jennings Public Toilets, and they actually used these. This was the first public urinals, but again, only for fellas, okay. So what did women do for personal hygiene and men? Well, again, it's a tricky story, isn't it? Well, they had a little bit of water and a jug. Oh, the sun's shining through. It looks all amazing. And they had a little jug, and they washed their pads, which is good because they said syphilis was rampant, so that's sort of disproving that. And inside the ladies' garden at Vauxhall, they're all dying to go to the toilet, but they can't get their clothes off in time, so they all have an accident. So men's lavatory. So as you can see, no women are going to the toilet. If the women want to go pee, they just going to have to wait until they get home. Can you see them glasses on the floor? Let light through. Well, they used to have tiles that illuminated too. I've covered in the past, but yeah. So they only cater for men mostly in the old toilet game. There again. This is in London. Somebody just been on the toilet. We know what you're doing. Hope you washed your hands. And gentlemen's lavatory, haircutting, shaving, dressing room, and Roman baths or underground. Now, we looked into the Vanderbilt mansion and some of the bigger mansions on Fifth Avenue, the best houses you can get in America for that period. And his toilet, which he did have, the Vanderbilts, was in a sub-basement. And other places had them in sub-basements. Maybe they did have toilets. Maybe they were just too deep and got mud flooded in. One thing I noticed years ago, guys, with this field, it's a brave new turd. I'll just poop sleep. I'll just poop sleep. Anyway, yeah, poo jokes later. We'll all join in. So yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable with all women walking past. I went in one of them mixed toilets when I was in France once, and I'm trying to have a pee, and there's women standing there talking French stuff and putting makeup on in the mirror, and they're like, "Oh, it's okay, you know, go pee, go pee." I'm like, "Well, I can't now if you're looking. You can't go pee if people are looking. I can't anyway." Anyway, so yeah, people, you know, you just stand there, have a pee, spend a penny, what they used to call it, and people are just walking by. And that is how you went a toilet, because nobody had a toilet in the past. But get to the 1850s, all wheel shit's out of nowhere. This is in Cardiff. This is Hayes Gardens public toilets. Beautiful sort of ceramic works in there, but they've blocked it all off now. You're not allowed to go to the toilet. If you want to go to the toilet, you've got to go to a pub. Notice they got a little fleur-de-lis there. I think I know what the fleur-de-lis might be. So yeah, toilet roll. What they used is a corn on a cob. So I'm guessing if you take I thought you left the corns on. Isn't it funny? Sometimes you cannot digest corn. You can see it in your poo. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't know. So it's like a loofah, isn't it? So you rub it back and forth, I guess. Is it wet? Is it dry? I don't know. It looks a penis like as well, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Okay, money is just energy, yeah? If you was a squillionaire, would you do a KLF and burn $1 million? Or would you use it for wiping your bum? Yeah, lose loads and loads of it for wiping your bum clean. Okay, so here's a cat, fell down a toilet, not a good story. I fell down a toilet once. I thought I was going to end up in a Bristol Channel, and I've been like traumatized by flushes since I run down. Please do not flush anything except toilet tissue. Well, what do I do with my big shit then? That's a good question. Yeah, so this will scare the shit out of you. This is Ozzy Osbourne's private toilet. No, Alice Cooper's private toilet. They chuckle. They go. Do you know what I don't like? I don't like a fly in the bathroom flying around when I'm on a toilet. I'm frightened it might fly at my bum. I don't like flies in the bathroom. Radium and beauty toilet requisites. So yeah, they had radium beauty things in the bathroom. So just dab it on, get that radium glow. Yeah. Oh, you look so radiant. Well, yes, I use radium. Isn't it dangerous and cancer causing? Shut the fuck up, you silly cow. When you push so hard on the toilet that you unintentionally teleport, this is what happens. If you don't strain when you're on the toilet, okay? Most inventions get invented when you're on the toilet because you're straining and you're releasing things in your brain that make inventions. Also, people die a lot on the toilet. What a way to go. Oh, the ambulance drivers are coming in to take you away and put you in a body bag. And there you are, pants down, knob out, covered in shit. You haven't wiped your bum, probably be dry by then. But here's the first patent for toilet paper, 1891. So, Dick, we were using sponges and corn on the cob to wipe our asses before that time. Did you know that? Did you know that? No, you never, did you? Ready to order, sir. My wife's just popped to the toilet. Any idea what she's having? Well, she's been about 10 minutes, so it's probably a shit. No shit. So this is what we had at the end of the garden. As you can see, it's lovely old blighty. You can see some lovely old blighty council houses in the background. Yeah, looks a bit like the valleys. Do you know why? Because it is the valleys of Wales. And this is what we had at the end of the garden. I was always petrified to go in. My uncle, my auntie or whatever, lived in Roath, and they had a cardy at the end of the garden. And I got locked in a cupboard once by a cruel auntie with a load of, all day in the pitch black with a load of puppies. I was psychologically scared for years. And then when I had to go to the toilet after, I was petrified to go in a cardy. I'm not bad, I don't give a shit. But like then, I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. It's not going to happen. Because if you're scared, you can't poo. You've got to be relaxed, see? So cardies are not for me. It started with the salad and the lobster thermidor, but it turned into unspeakable horror. I wrecked your toilet. Okay. If that happens on a date, you'd be really fucked off, wouldn't you? Anyway. I'm letting the trauma sink in, guys. I'm letting the trauma. So, have you seen the film Idiocracy? Well, that's coming, definitely. They're all lazy as fuck, aren't they? That's stupid. So what's going to happen, okay, is they're going to watch Globes on the television and Neil deGrasse Tyson and all them other things that they like. And their reclining toilets like, oh, I need a shit. Oh, I can't go upstairs because I'm too fat. So what I do is lift up the seat and just shit in a chair. So what they do is to shit in a chair and then they put the seat down and sit back down and get back to watching Loose Women because that's on now. That's on next. So I'm glad to see the keep up on a personal hygiene. She's like, yes, make sure you wipe it because she's a lady in waiting. She looks a bit pregnant and she's got horns. All of these women are ginger. You'll know why later in this saga, shall I say. So yeah, they're good in the personal hygiene, but they don't actually wipe their bums because they don't go to poo. And as Frank Zappa said, okay, all your television is slime, like the toilet. So anyway, food for thought, we're moving on. So yeah, before the availability of mass production toilet paper, at that very recent time, you know, I just showed you in the 1890s. Before then, right? Like the Romans, okay? In the mid 1800s, humans had to resort to using what was free and available. So grab a bunny rabbit, for example, if you're in the woods. Even if you didn't provide the most effective, comfortable results, meaning don't use nettles. Options include rocks. What? Wipe your ass with a rock. Leaves. Oh yeah. That'd work. That'd work. Grass. Okay. Grab a bunch of grass. Wipe your bum. Maybe. Moss. Yeah, I can see moss being effective. Animal fur. Yeah, as long as it's not actually attached to the animal. You know, come here, bunny rabbit, and then just wipe the bum with it. I'm sure bears shit in the woods, as we all know. I'm sure they use bunny rabbits to wipe their bums because it would stick on their fur. They're big fur clinkers, wouldn't they? And then they would be unfriendly. I'm wondering if I could get on with a bear. I was thinking about it the other night, lying in bed, thinking if I could just get a hug with a bear and they didn't kill me and rub his belly and have a proper, you know, friendly relationship with a bear instead of death. Corn cobs, guys. They used to wipe. Right, are you listening? How many of you are there? Oh, there's 500 of you. No, listen up, guys. Before the 1890s, humanity used to wipe its bums with corn cobs. Coconut husks. Actually, that makes sense. I can imagine it being a bit sore, chafing a bit. Sticks. Wipe your bum with a stick. Yeah, you can scrape it off, couldn't you? Like a lollipop stick, popsicle stick. Yeah. Sand on your ass. Are you having a fucking giraffe? No. Seashells. Yeah, seashells will work. You just scrape it, isn't it? So yeah. God, this advert, this vlog's turning out to be poo, isn't it? The great stink. So after they give everyone toilets, but they haven't really, because no one's got a toilet. There's a few public toilets around. They've got a toilet on the River Thames with 280 slots for you to stick your ass out and shit in the Thames, apparently. But nothing's actually making sense with the timelines because when you get up to years Basically, so they got the toilet that's introduced in the Great Expositions of 1851. You get up to July, the summer of July 1858. Okay, a few people have got toilets by then, apparently. A little short time later, a bit like shit out of nowhere, like the airplane. They had the Great Stink. So apparently, 1 year only. Right, so it didn't ever happen before when they were chucking shit out of the window and they were shitting in the river. The Great Stink never happened before. It only happened after you introduced toilets and sewers. Okay, so it happened for 1 year. It stunk like shit, apparently. So they put lime on the curtains of Parliament to hide the smell of the politicians. And apparently bad miasma caused dis-ease amongst the population, etc., etc., etc. What the fuck ever. Anyway, we're moving on. So that's what I'm putting out there, guys, is the idea for no toilets on Tartaria, on flat Earth, as they could be mud flooded in. They could be a machine intelligence. They could be Bavarians. Or they could be vapor canopy survivors, and they don't need a munch because they're being invigorated and nourished by the sun and the environment. Or the sun's hazy, fantasy, but it comes back. Anyway, we're going to have a think about something important to me, and it is Hairy Mary. Hairy Mary Magdalene. Here she is in Renaissance art. She looks like she got a few quid. Let me know. Let's just note that Mary Magdalene, again, is a ginger. And she's worth a few quid. And no, she never got the money off the game. Okay, that's just bad Vatican press. Okay, they don't like women in the Vatican, as you know. They like little boys. So they like trash women, because if this was a real normal society, everything would be equal. You'd have women fucking doing exactly the same things as men, women priests and all of that. But no, they didn't get the same money. So it's all that weird stiff stuff going on. But it wasn't around, I don't think, in the past when Wales and the psychic people called the Druids ruled the show. So here's an angel bringing him an acid. Here's Hairy Mary. She's been in a cave. She's glowing. So, ladies, if you are of a hairier nation, maybe from the Mediterranean, and you don't use Imac or other hair removing products, eventually, if you leave your hair go long, it will all connect together and you will look like that. This is what all women look like if they don't cut their hair and shave and stuff. They turn into Hairy Mary. There she is. She's got a red cape on in this. She's looking exactly like Little Red Riding Hood. But Mary in this one, she's got like emeralds on her head to help her pineal gland. She's a bit upset, but she looks beautiful. Yeah. And she's crying because her husband, because her two kids are going, Ma, in a Welsh accent, Ma, what happened to Daddy-o? And she's saying, oh, well, the fucking Romans in it. Bah. So something along those lines. We'll get to that later. So here's another woman with horns. She's turned up and she's gone straight for the old grab the penis approach, which is, you know, what they did in the past. Okay, here is a statue in a church of Mary Magdalene surrounded by angels. And she's been sainted now, so I'm guessing that she's not a raving whore anymore, according to the Vatican, and now she's a saint. Maybe after, I say Mother Teresa dies, but they might, the internet might wrongly construe that. Anyway, she's Hairy Mary. She's got a load of hair. Why has Mary got a load of hairy? Anyone know? Because she let it grow. She just let it grow out, guys. This is what happens. Basically, what I'm trying to say is all of this, all the way up, is pubic hair. It's ginger pubic hair. There she is, being held by angels. They're touching her feet. Oh, you've got lovely feet, Mary. Thank you. I have pedicures. And she's doing this. This is electromagnetic technology, holding your hand to your hand as well. Something to do with the palms. And little electric lights going between the palms. Which is why they do that. She's about to do it there. There she is in another painting. She's definitely glowing. There's an angel coming to sort shit out, as always, because they do that. That's what they do, isn't it, generally? And she's a Hairy Mary. Georgie Ginger, Hairy Mary again, Mary Magdalene. So I think this, okay? You may not agree as a follower of the Holy Bible, but I don't want to go into like, oh, who wrote that and that, because it doesn't even matter. This is just my vlog on my channel, so I'm just going to share my investigations, and there's more to come on this subject, whether you like it or not. So was the golden era, what they call the golden age of Tartaria, the 1,000-year reign of Christ? Well, some people think it is in religious terms, but I don't do religious dogma. But there seems to be a higher state of consciousness existing in this place just before us, guys. Now it's all icky and dark, but before, we were psychic. We were magical beings. We could do magic. We maybe didn't need to eat because we could nourish ourselves through magic. Yeah. So Mary Magdalene, okay, she was Welsh. I know it says in Wikipedia, but they talk a lot of wank, don't they, Wikipedia? So what I'm saying is Mary Magdalene, because she got a Welsh name like Magda or Magdine or Magdala or Magdalena or Megan, it sounds too Welsh not to be Welsh. So I'm saying Mary Magdalene is Welsh, okay? So there's a narrative out there, a book I got here by Wilson and Packet, I've been reading, that Jesus, King of Kings, same name as King Arthur, by the way, he was King of Kings. Jesus, King of Kings, right? He survived the crucifixion, because apparently crucifixion, you could survive because they're just broken legs. You're supposed to die of asphyxiation and not blood loss. And you can actually survive broken legs, as far as I know. Jesus married Mary, and I've got some images of their little family that they had. I think it was a boy and a girl. And basically, Jesus is like this. He's saying, Mary and Mum, who's also Mary, Mary and Mum Mary, and Joseph of Arimathea, who is Jesus's uncle. I don't know what's happened to Jesus's dad, the carpenter. He's not really in this narrative, so we'll just forget about him for now anyway. But he got cut out. He didn't even knock Jesus up, so didn't even father Jesus, because that's God. So there's no need for him, is it? And no one worships Joseph, do they? They worship the Holy Mary, Hairy Mary. So I'm saying, forget about that one. This one, okay? Joseph of Arimathea is Jesus' uncle. Anyway, so Jesus married and he had kids, okay? So here's Hairy Mary with a nun, okay? And then they moved to Wales to avoid more Phoenician persecution that was happening in that part of the world. Although some say, oh no, Jesus was born in Wales. He was born right here in Cardiff. And the first cathedral in the world that is only 2 miles from where I'm sitting, Llandaff Cathedral, was built and was built by King Arthur, one of the King Arthurs. Anyway, so I've been to the resting place of Joseph of Arimathea. I told you, Ross took me there. It was an incredible thing. I'm going to go there again, do a little video and show you. And there's a plaque about Bishop of Jerusalem commemorating the place, and it was a little island. And I think, yeah, it's an island because that is the real Avalon in the city, mystical city in the mist. It's Cardiff Castle. It's got so much more going on than Glastonbury. I just think they're just trying to claim everything. So what you see a lot as well in these Renaissance art, they're all ginger Mary, Hairy Marys in art. It says piss there, so I'm not sure if they're doing that. She's putting something in a goblet, in a grill. I'm not sure if she's poisoning or getting a bit of scopolamine into the old Christ is. I don't know what she's up to, guys. I'm not saying she's a bad lot anyway. But so there's a narrative out there and some proof, which I'm going to show you in a minute, even in the mainstream, that this happened. And Jesus had a family, children, and they met people in Wales, and they had descendants, which would mean that there is a holy bloodline existing here in Wales right now. And maybe that's what all the weirdness was with all of the testing and shit they did in the last 2 years to try and find out exactly where the bloodline has gotten itself to. Because the Welsh had to disperse themselves all over the world, to America, to Patagonia, and everywhere. We had to go to Just like Jesus avoiding Phoenician persecution, we had to move on to avoid Phoenician persecution. The invaders that come and stole our land, brainwashed everybody into everything's fucking okay when it's not, and that we should forget and move on. But it is in our soul, it is in our spirit, and we cannot let it go. And me, as a Welshman, I'm never going to let it go, because I'm not going to let it go. So I'm not sure what she's doing here. It looks like she's having a bit of a moment with the skull of somebody or other. But, you know, and she's a ginger again, because Mary Magdalene was ginger. Here's Hairy Mary praying into a red book, and she's got that pot again and a skull. So I'm not sure. Jesus is only a little Jesus there, but it's probably a crucifix of Jesus later on. Anyway, I don't know what's going on. So again with the red cape, superhero, again with the cross, again with the skull. I don't know, again with the book, some sort of message in it all. Although they have got the cross sort of upside down in that picture. But yeah, again, she's a little bit darker in this, but you can see she's a red head, and she's Mary Magdalene. She had bad press. So where is she? Oh, you can go and visit her. Oh yeah, they got a church in France. They've made a Hygiene line. See, they'd like to claim the Holy Bloodline, wouldn't they? And they got like Dan Brown and books like the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons to solidify their myth of the Merovingian line connected with the descendants and bloodline of Jesus Christ. And I say, no. No, 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 no. This is supposed to be a bit of Mary Magdalene. She's in there. You even got a face. Oh, this is, they got the skull of John the Baptist. Apparently, after he had his head chopped off and all that carnage went down, Bappo, as we call him in the religious circles, apparently he done Jesus's baptism, and he was his uncle as well. So I don't know if he was brother of Joseph Arimathea, and he got his head chopped off by some crazy woman. You know, this shit goes down. We've all been there, haven't we? So they got his head. You better be nice, guys, because if that is John the Bappo, you're looking at Baptist, and you're looking at him right there. We just got to be good. I'm feeling we got to be good. And there she is, Mary Magdalene. God love her. All that bad press. I'm in your camp, Mary. I think you was one of ours. I can feel it, the we. Okay? Touching me, touching you. There she is. She's got bare breasts and loads of hair. I bet she feels really, really soft and fluffy. Jesus was a very lucky man. And she was like, I don't know, she probably, what would she call him? Jay's wasn't around. Joshua, innit? Yosh. What'd she call him? Yoshi baby. Yoshi baby, would you like me to anoint your feet? It's like, yes, please, love. Just rub the oil on my feet. Because he got a Welsh accent. You'll see this in Lord of the Rings. Watch it later and you'll find out all I'm saying is true. And Tolkien was Welsh, by the way, and he told you the truth. The Welsh is the senior language of the earth, where everyone was speaking Welsh at one time. And there she is, Hairy Mary. She's sticking the cross in herself. She's doing a bit of, I don't know what they do. What they did in Angels and Demons, flagellating, that's it. She might not be flagellating. She's naked. She's having a moment in the woods. What's she doing? She's a ginger. She's a bit of a later Hairy Mary, as you can see. Renaissance art. God, she looks really pale. But look at that nose. No indentation. Straight as an arrow. If you see that on anyone, that long nose with no indentation, well, you know who they are, don't we? Okay. And there she is. She's got like some sort of vessel. Hard to know what's in there. Probably reliquary. And there is a Renaissance painting of Mary again. Again, a ginger. This time she got a lovely little smile on her face. And what looks like a black star pendant or something, a black sun pendant. Don't know. Really weird. Maybe just onyx. And again, with this pot, you see a lot of this pot in these pictures to do with Mary. I'm not sure if she's got a bit of Jesus blood in there, because I can imagine that doing you some good. So there she is. She's worth a bit later on. This one they got as a bit more podgy. I think that she was a bit nicer than this. I think as Mary is absolutely gorgeous. And they're eating animals. They're all eating animals. These are eating and shitting. Look, I wonder where Mary Magdalene went. I wonder where they all went. And how'd you lift your dress up? How'd you do all them silks? How'd you do the underwear? How'd you do the underwear? You had 20 layers of stuff on. And your hair was really long like a Rosicrucianist. Don't you poo on your hair? I don't know how it all works, guys. This place is infinitely confusing. She's got the pot as well. So I don't know if that's a Bible. She's got the red cape on, the superhero red cape. Lovely caper and lovely clothes on. The ruined world out of the window, obviously. Strange, strange hat with hooks on or eyelets on. Maybe something hangs off these. Mary there. She's took the lid off the pot. I don't know what's in that pot. It could be... I know he never got cremated because he lived on and went to Wales. Okay. So, yeah, you can see through your hands, guys. If you blindfold yourself, I literally can see colours with my hands. I can touch like purple flowers and I get like a purple splat in my brain if I close my eyes. So you can see with your hands. There's the boss. So this Jesus painting, he's doing a bit all right, but it does say saboteur, there. I was wondering if saboteur or sabotee. But anyway, they portrayed this guy as a pope with the pope's hat on, and he's doing the Baphomet sign, as you can see here, with the domes above him. But this one, he's looking a bit more Jesuity. See these things that Moses had as well, these things they have on their chest covered with pearls and all these gems. That's a technology, that is. That's tech. Crystals do stuff, especially this is by John Waterhouse. Beautiful painting of the I'm just wondering, she's got a pillow stuck to her head. They'd be really good on an air flight, they would. And she's got it like stuck with this thing on her head. Sorry, she's got blonde hair, this one. She's looking a bit different, but she can't keep an eye off the mirror there. Okay. God, how society has changed. How the women are dressing now. Fucking hell. You used to want to live. Oh, she got the pot as well. And she's smiling. Oh, that's a bit sinister. You want to leave something to the imagination. You know, all these young people now, all these women now, they're wearing these bacon grinders. It's like, no, excuse me, sir. I can see your wife's vagina. It's like, no, leave something to the imagination. We don't want it all in our face. What if men start wearing really tight trousers and our knobs sticking out? Would you be happy about that? Yeah, it would like literally draw your eye attention, wouldn't it? Eyes up here, rule would be gone. Okay, so we're gonna have to deal with all of that. Fashion sucks right now. Totally fucked it all up. Yeah. It's not even nice. I'm a man who knows about these things. Take my advice, women. Yeah. A longer, prettier gypsy dress would be nicer. Yeah. One that looks slightly see-through in the sunlight. You get my drift? That's nice. Yeah, you can vision that, can't you? So she's a ginger. She's also getting naked to do a bit of praying. You know, we all get naked when we do a bit of praying. So apparently this painting here, not that I can read Greek, I would love to be able to, or ancient Aramaic, but the language of Jesus is apparently Aramaic, but this says in Greek apparently that Jesus was married to Magdalena and that they had kids, is what this says. So you may want to run off and take a photograph and go off and decipher and translate ancient languages and then see that that's what it says. Here's Mary Magdalene. She had a ship full of the Pope. She's going to give him a Coke in the face. Yeah, Pope, cop for that. So, proper order. So she's a bit of a laugh, Mary. I don't think sick of that bad press about her anyway. So what if it all happened here? According to Ross is the sausage, and Wilson and Blackhair. Wilson's dead now, but Blackett's still alive. I wish I could get hold of that guy because there's so much I need to know, and it's such a big subject. And wow, what a mountain of research they did in their time here on this place. Oh, Wilson's time in the place. So we got a Bethlehem, little donkey in Wales. But we've also got all the other names as well of all the other religious places. There's like Bethany's everywhere. We got Magdalene's everywhere. We got a little Bethlehem. What if this Bethlehem, because Wales is so ancient and old, was actually there before the Palestinian or the Holy Land? What if it was there before the Holy Land? And Jesus was born in Bethlehem, eh? And Jesus was a toughie. But the independents, they've got hold of some of the narrative as well. I find this highly interesting, and this is why. Mary, the Virgin Mary, is buried by a well on the Isle of Anglesey. Bear with me. This is an investigation by an historian, Graham Phillips, highly interesting, that he thinks, and he mentions Joseph of Arimathea, and he mentions a lot of the stuff I did, and he's onto the same track. So I know he's been reading Wilson and Blackett. And he says that she's buried near a well in Anglesey. What's interesting about this is that, according to official narrative, the Roman Phoenician army travelled north to the north of Wales, their entire army leaving the south unguarded, and London unguarded. They went to the Isle of Anglesey to wipe out the remnants of what was left of the Druids, the mystical mystics, the Druids. The Druids were mystics, all of them. And not all of the Druids died. Some did live, and they've gone on to the modern day, but Jesus was up in Anglesey. And he was with the Druids. The Druids are the Essenes. They're the same. They're doing the same. They're using psychicness. They're using magic. And this is how we are. This is us. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing, you guys. Okay, we're going to release it all. This is what we're going to get it back. All of it back. Anyway, so they go to Anglesey. And while this is happening, in the south is the famous Boudicca rebellion. So Boudicca rides up the Essene. They sack St Albans, Londinium, London, and Colchester. And I've witnessed the Boudicca line in Colchester, which is a line of burnt bricks at a certain depth, where Boudicca sacked and burnt the city. Okay, this is the narrative, because all the Roman army are trying to murder the remnants of the Druids. The Queen Elizabeth was a Druid. I showed pictures 2 weeks ago of her at the Gossip Stones near the death place, or the resting place of Joseph of Arimathea, standing on a stone that we stood on ourselves and being in a druidical practice. The Queen of England, man, is a Druid. Was a Druid. Anyway, so Jesus was escaping persecution. They were chasing him and his family to what is the ends of the earth. Yeah, the far western reaches of Europe. There's no place left to go, only Ireland. And they chased him to Anglesey, the last place left to go in Wales, the Isle of Anglesey. And they hunted him down, and the Druids, and they massacred a lot of them. And I think that they massacred them. I think that she died there, Virgin Mary. And I think this is all of the narrative, all ties into me, guys. It all fits perfectly. But they cut in the Holy Grail and Glastonbury. They always do. You know, the Marian conspiracy, that according to Jewish tradition, Mary would have been cared for by her son. However, following the death of Jesus, she was cared for by Joseph and accompanied him to Glastonbury in Somerset with the Holy Grail. Well, Ross has a thing to say about that in Glastonbury. He says that they're just hijacking the story that happened here. The Bible does not name John as a disciple cared for Mary. Mr. Phillips said yesterday, all four Gospels say that the only people present when Jesus died was Mary, Mary Magdalene, and Joseph of Arimathea. Oh, isn't that fucking interesting? And they got him off the cross, and they got him out of there, and they brought him here to Wales. That's what I think. And I think the Holy Bloodline, and I think that's what it's all about, and I think that's the whole story, and I think it's coming. And it's all tied in with this Arthurian legend and King Arthur, and it's all the same fucking story, guys. It all is. Anyway, Mr. Phillips believes that Mary's bones were removed from the church from the burial by the Holyhead as well. We got Holyhead in the port of Holyhead in Anglesey. Nearby, the island was sacked by Vikings in the 10th century in the former vicar of St. Mary's. That's our local church here. One of the oldest churches in Wales, here in Cairo, where I live, and St. Mary's. A Mary name, gotta be Welsh. The Virgin and the Reverend Daniel Priest agreed that according to Arthurian legends, Joseph of Arimathea visited Glastonbury, but said that there was no mention of him going anywhere else. So I've got a load of information and the evidence and the citations which say that Joseph of Arimathea is buried here in Cardiff, and I know where, and it says on it, and it's got a citation from the Bishop of Jerusalem. It is. It's not even fucking conspiracy. I'm going to prove it to you this week. I'm going to go there. And if you follow my vlogs, you're going to see when Ross took us there on the Holy Grail and the Flat Earth tour, which was monumental in explaining all of that to us. I believe it. I believe it with all my heart. And I believe this too. The Welsh connection. So I knew something was going on when I went to America, when I went to Texas. That connection with America was just too much. Being in Texas felt like being in South Wales. The people seemed the same. Everything seemed very, very familiar. And this is why. Wales is a small country tucked into the western enclave of the UK, while the United States of America is the fourth largest and third most populous country in the world today. However, without the influence of Wales, the US of today may not have existed. Well, it wouldn't have. And this is why. The connections between the two countries run deep, crisscrossing for 900 years. Many significant people in American politics, including presidents, have been Welsh or of Welsh descendancy. For in the 18th century, even up to the 21st, as well-known baseball players Jimmy Austin, Wild West outlaw Jesse James, architects Frank Lloyd Wright, whiskey maker Jack Daniels, or even the university founder Elu Yale, the place of the elites, the place of 322, skull and crossbones. That school was, have you seen the architecture on it? That's Welsh architecture. The Yale University was found by a Welshman. There was more towns and villages with Welsh place names in the US than any other country outside the UK. Do you have any idea how many Welsh place names are in America? Look at Maine, Bangor, Maine. There's Welsh places everywhere, place names in America, especially in the Pennsylvania area, because there's a close tie with the people of Pennsylvania and Wales. The country was even founded by a Welshman in the first place, arguably. So they say that it wasn't Columbus, but we all know that's a psyop, don't we? So in the chronological order, let's take a look at 5 of the biggest connections in history between Wales and the US. So a Welshman discovered America, and there he is, Madog. Okay, he was son of King of Gwynedd, and he went there in 1170. Okay, and he settled in Alabama, Florida. He went to Rhode Island, Newfoundland, even Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. He probably went on holiday to Cancun. Okay, anyway, he set all that up. He was there fuck ton earlier than the Phoenician Italian from Genoa, who is Christopher bullshit Columbus. And that's all just to infuse their globe model story anyway, because it's all narratives at the end of the day, isn't it? So there he was in struggle in the north of Wales between Henry II, he was a bastard to us, among others. He followed the death of his father and he led initial departure. I think it's all true. I think he did it. So he came there and he settled all of these American colonies. How many stripes on your flag of America, guys? 13. That's right. 13. The 13 colonies. Why would you do that if you won the American War of Independence? It's just weird, isn't it? Even naming your New England, why would you do that? It just makes no fucking sense. You know, not after World War II, we can name Norfolk New Schwabenland. It ain't gonna fucking happen, is it? So that makes no sense. Anyway, so Native American Indians. There's Native Americans living up by Chicago, speaking Welsh. I can't remember what the name begins with C. Welsh speaking Indians here. And Flatwater's video yesterday, if you do watch it, it's linked up. Ayanora, fantastic video by Flatwater. He explains in a book, old book of American relics, that the Welsh are all over this area. It's Welsh speaking. Louisiana, the Cajuns, they were all Welsh speaking before the French. And the Kentuckians, Kentucky, Virginia, they were speaking Welsh back then, guys. Okay, it's in many history books. Even in Josiah Priest, he said that they were Welsh descendants, Welsh speaking. And not only that, we went to Australia, the same, New South Wales. And look at these places here. Look at this. There are place names in Wales origins, many countries of the world. Obvious examples is Cardiff and Swansea can be found in the likes of Australia, Canada, and New Zealand, and across the United States. However, there's a Carnarvon in Georgetown in Malaysia. Wow. A Nevervale in Queensland. Wow. Australia. And a Pontypool in Ontario. Wow. Canada, there's one in Llanduddy. A Llanduddy in Jamaica. Shit the bed. Oh my God almighty. Cardiff by the Sea in Southern California. A Pembroke in New England. Honestly, look at this. Noteworthy. 50 states have Welsh perspective in Pennsylvania, which contains the most Welsh-inspired town names of any other place. Balaquinid, Bangor, Brenwydd, Bryn Mawr. Bryn fucking Mawr? Right, Pennsylvania, Bryn Mawr College. Are you fucking joking me? Okay, well, this is Bryn Mawr College. It's a Welsh college. It's in Pennsylvania, and it is Welsh architecture. And we've seen these everywhere, haven't we? Founded by the Welsh. Interesting. Why Pennsylvania? They give you a different idea. They don't tell you about the coal seam, the statue in Wales, and it goes right into the Atlantic and comes out in Pennsylvania. They were digging the same coal as us. But they say King Charles II became king in 1660, and a wave of religious intolerance threatened the rights of bollocks of Quakers. I'm not into that. Anyway, South Wales eventually got into action. I think this was the juice back in the past. I think this is where it was happening. I think it all came from here. And Thomas Jefferson, well-known Welshman. Okay. And obviously the engineering side of him as well with the static electricity and all of that. Arthur Middleton and even someone who signed the American, one of the founding fathers was actually a Welshman as well. So, you know, you wouldn't have even had any of that happening without John Adams, connected to Welsh. Abigail Adams, connected to the Welsh. Quincy Adams. Guys, Richard Nixon. It just all goes on. It can't even be. Look at Barack Obama in Cardiff Castle. Oh my fucking God. It's just, Anyway, 100,000 Welsh language election pamphlets printed and distributed to voters there from the Quakers. And that was in the 1600s. Everyone seemed to be speaking Welsh back then. There's Gaelic as well, as you know, spoken in Ireland and parts of Scotland as well. But the narrative here by Wilson and Blackett, again to cite them, is that in southern parts of Scotland, they were speaking Welsh. And it was only up north in the glens where the clans would speak Welsh. The rest were speak Scottish, Gaelic. The rest were speaking Scottish. So New York City is Welsh. So the Dutch would like to claim it, wouldn't they? Like to claim loads of fucking shit. They all do like to claim loads of shit off the Welsh. I'm getting really pissed off about that, guys. I must admit, I'm taking it all fucking back. And use my channel wisely. Get back Wales back to where it should fucking be. Not fucking stepped on by every fucking body. For like 700 years, we're getting our asses kicked, guys. We're not doing it no more. We're not taking it no fucking more. Anyway, story goes, Robert Edwards, a new officer, okay, and he was pirates, loads of pirates from Cardiff. He basically granted land in what is now downtown Manhattan by Queen Anne in 1770. So it was a Welshman that founded New York City and not the Dutch. So New York City, yep, that's Welsh. And all the architecture there, yep, that's Welsh. I'll take Manhattan, that's ours. That's Welsh. Welsh women in the USA, okay, Welsh World Wars, women adopted a new role, okay, 400, the deaths of 40,000 Welshmen in the Great War. Oh, fuck me. There's as many as that. And like the king country, fucking awesome. See what I mean? What they make us do? Anyway, that's just me having a... I'm a proud Welshman. All Welshmen are like me, guys. It's just they don't say it outside of the pub because they haven't got YouTube channels. Otherwise, I'm sure they would. Famous actors, we got Jack Daniels, we got Ivan Novello. His birthplace is just down the road from me. Kathleen Zeta-Jones, she married Michael Douglas, as you know. Streets of San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production. And Michael Sheen, yeah, horny old Michael. Michael's, he does Under Milkwood. Yeah, he's Welsh. And Richard Burton, gone for a Burton. He liked Taylors. I mean, Elizabeth Taylor, not Taylor Swift, as we'll look at later in our images of the day. So, yeah, I think that's, and I'm going to look into this a bit further. So, Is it really the Welsh building all this stuff? No, man, it's the Tartarians. Hang on a minute, though. What about this? This here is the flag of Wales. 800 years of having our asses kicked, Nora. It's not happening no more. They can fuck right off. This is the flag of Wales, not to be mistaken with the flag of England. We've got our own flag, and our flag shows you the flat plain, okay, the beautiful green grass of Wales, and it shows you a dragon. We have a Welsh dragon on our flag. Here is the flag of Tartaria. Well, it's not quite a dragon. They say it's a griffin, don't they? But it's just the Welsh flag spun around, isn't it? Same tonguey thing coming out, same legs in the fucking air, same mostly everything. Tail in a circle. It is the Welsh flag. Which came first, the Tatarian flag or the most ancient nation on earth, Wales? Which one, guys? They were Welsh. All this shit was. Otherwise, why have we got their flag? What the Romanovs? They ruled Russia for 600 years, didn't they? Their dynasty, till the Bolsheviks fucked them up. Have you seen their coat of arms? The House of Romanov has a red dragon, which looks just like the Welsh dragon. And all of that Tatarian architecture, all that cool architecture, all comes out of that part of the world, doesn't it? Which came first, chicken or the egg, guys? I'm just saying, yo. So let's have a look at Welsh architecture. What does that look like? Okay. Well, it looks like this. This is the Pier Head building in Cardiff, built in 1812. Beautiful red bricker. And then we got these big, lovely red brickers. But as you can see, they're all mud flooded. And these, like the castle that I just showed you, Bryn Mawr in Philadelphia, like exactly the same. Guys, you won't even believe how many castles are in America. I mean, they're calling them armories. Cincinnati has a castle. They call it the armory. Chicago has an armory, which is also a castle. If you look and you Google for yourself, it is absolutely mind-blowing. Places in Alabama and all of that area, you can see castles exactly the same as this. And if you watch Flatwater's video, like I just asked you to, later, he talks about a tower that they found, which was identical to a tower that was in Chepstow in Cardiff, in Wales, in South Wales. And he found it in, when they were looking at, when they just arrived and they're looking at antiquity in America, guys. And first thing he said is that's a replica of a Welsh castle, a Welsh tower. He knew, even then, on Flatwater's video yesterday. This looks just like them railway stations. You notice the roofs? And this is Welsh architecture, guys. Welsh style architecture. Welsh architecture? Or is it the fucking Romans again? What about the cathedrals? Well, when they say we got 600 plus castles in Wales, more than any other country on earth. They say that they were put there by the English to subdue the Welsh. They were dotted around everywhere, the castles. But that's not what happened. Them castles, they were ours. They were ours, and we were the seat of power for the whole world. And these abbeys are all over Wales. Tintern Abbey, Llantoni Abbey and their ruins, because they say the disillusionment of the abbeys by Henry VIII. Henry VIII was a Welshman. Henry VIII was ginger and he was a Welshman. And he wouldn't have fucking burnt, I don't believe, sat apparently and watched Glastonbury Abbey burn. I'm not buying it. This is a cover story, guys, for what they did to the Welsh. I think it was the biggest genocide that has ever taken place. I think it's uncovering the biggest story ever told. I really don't feel like they want it to be told, but Ross, his channel's still there. There's still people talking about it on his channel, although it doesn't get the attention that it does deserve because, as I said, it is the greatest story ever told, and it affects all of us because we're all in this story. Recognize this architecture? It's Welsh. Well, castles. Got castles all over America, guys. And we got 800, more than any other country. Yeah, we are tiny. Guys, more people live in Houston than the whole of Wales. There's over 4 million people in Houston. There's only 3.3 million Welsh people. But they weren't. Not in the past. We've just been put in this corner over here, West Wales. Okay, so when the Phoenicians came and took over the golden age of Tartaria in America, not Tartaria, I don't know how to rephrase it, there was a lot of Welsh-speaking Indians, and the Indians look just like the Welsh guys. I look like an Indian. People tell me constantly, you look like a red Indian, Matt. And the Welsh look like the Indians, and they were speaking Welsh. What happens is they take their lands, they take their cities, and they put them on reservations. And you can live there, and we're taking the rest. And that is what happens with the Phoenicians, the Germans, whatever you want to call them. They came, and they put the Welsh on a fucking reservation. You can have the little bit over there with loads of bumpy bits and mountains. Okay. Just so happens that we had a massive coal reserve and copper, which was a bit lucky because that's where we built the wealth of the cities, apparently. So this is in Cardiff Castle, the manors, but you can see they're all mud flooded, and they go really deep, these. No photos of them being built. That was something that should have been brought up maybe in the film. There's no evidence of any of these things being built in photographs. Really weird. Some of the best architects in Victorian era, and you can't get any photographs of them being built. It's awful odd. Not really, because they were there already, weren't they? So, Welsh architecture or Tatarian. Make your own mind up. Pipe organs. Anyway, we're moving on. So, yeah, not in my life, but yeah, a little bit. We were getting shit for being Welsh. You know, there was pubs in London years ago that said no Irish, no dogs, no Welsh. Yeah. Just really racist towards us and stuff. And I have had racism towards me in France and in London, actually, for being Welsh. So, and the thing is, guys, we're the loveliest people in the world. We're awfully kind. We talk to everybody. And that's what they took advantage of. That was, you know, we're more psychic than most people. We are psychic. We know when people are talking about us and shit. And we're precognitive. And because the Druids were like that, we still held on to that. So what they did is they put dunces hats on Welsh people, Welsh architecture, just like they did in the Spanish Inquisition. If you were caught speaking the Welsh language as recently as the 1960s in Britain, okay, if you were caught speaking your native language, you would be punished. They did this to me a shit ton, by the way. Stuck me in a corner with my head. Martin Liga, put your fingers on your lips. That don't fucking work. And put your hands on your heads. So they would do stress positions and endurance tests. So same tortures as the Nazis did in World War II. Ring a rosies, pocket full of posies. The old ring dance played in the schoolyards. The old schoolyards. And then when they did this, so it's public humiliation. I've had this done to me in school, public humiliation. I was pulled up for having my ear pierced. I was pulled up on the stage in front of 1,200 pupils in the main hall, where the teacher was saying, look at this little gay boy here. Can you imagine them doing that in this day and age? Literally 1 year later, everybody had a earring and nose ring. It's just I'm always before my time with every fucking thing. Anyway, so yeah, punished for speaking Welsh. Write your name down, 100 lines. She's going to whack you with a fucking stick, this crazy bitch, and stick a dunce's hat on, because this was what was going on. Everybody, hands on head, you're being punished. So stress positions, and they used to do it to me. They were constantly making me do that shit. Stand in the corner. I will be good. I was being good. I only asked a fucking question, and then they make you wear these. And there was also the Welsh knot, a knot. Every time we got caught speaking Welsh, they tied a knot in a rope. And the more you spoke it, they whacked you with the rope. I had this every single day for years. That's why I didn't go to fucking school, because they're corporal punishment. A cane across the hand. 3 on each, 6 on each. Look at him. He's loving it, isn't he? Hitting fucking kids. And it didn't even stop until I left school. Well, after I left school, it stopped. So these are in Canton, in Cardiff, little Welsh kids. They had girls in one class, boys in the other, kept them all separate, but they Their hair seems really clean. They seem well turned out. But they got one room school and they're all being brainwashed with weird stuff and punished and not being allowed to be Welsh. We're not Welsh anymore. Anyway, we're moving on. What's that? I love rats. San Malo in France, I've been there, was meant to have been made by the Welsh monk in around 600 AD. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, I've been to San Malo. I loved it there. Oh, wow, thanks. I had no corporal punishment. Oh, we did. I got kicked the shit out. I got fucking battered by teachers regularly. Anyway, and it wasn't that naughty. Not as bad. Well, I may be. Pompeii. Let's have a look at Pompeii. Don't look at that guy's Willie. He's dead. That wouldn't be right. No. What you see, they show you with Pompeii, okay, up Pompeii, is they show you a load of bodies. So apparently the narrative is they were sitting around, Vesuvius erupts, and Herculaneum and Pompeii, they get the bastard, okay? They get a load of pumice, their roofs fall in, and then a chiroplastic flow, which comes and incinerates them and turns them all to stone. He's got a last little touch, covering his bollocks from the heat. Didn't work. But what you find is what they really did was this. There was apparently some cavities under Pompeii in the past, in Victorian era, and they filled them up with plaster of Paris. Obviously, this is plaster of Paris and not a real human being, because they didn't have any actual human beings really there, I don't believe, from the photographs that I found and I'm being investigating. If you go to Pompeii and you photograph Pompeii in 1875, I really do think you're going to take photographs of the dead bodies. And what? They decided, we're going to die, so I'll make sure I get naked first. Okay, that doesn't sound like a good strategy. Apparently, this is a Roman, and he's just looking up, and his skirt and everything's mini skirt and all that. Everything's okay. I mean, apparently, he's just there, and pyroclastic flow didn't turn him into dust. But in 1875, Pompeii, let's have a look. What I find unusual, and I'll bring to note, is these things. In 1875, it's completely excavated. In 1875, all of the streets are cleared. So when did they do that exactly? I don't know. It would appear that I think that all of this happening, because it's all red brick and stuff, is more recent. And the huge jars, I wonder what they put in them. So yeah, he goes to the city of Pompeii, which has been cleared and excavated in 1875, no problemo. But he doesn't show you any dead bodies. That'd be the first thing you fucking show. Look at these cobbles. It's like they were laid yesterday, isn't it? And there's still quite a bit of architecture left, considering the terrible event that's supposed to be happening. All of these along here are supposed to be in shops like you'd see today. So, you know, Burger King, Subways and stuff like that, because they had burgers and kebabs and stuff. So can you imagine walking up there? Well, I don't think it was 2,000 years ago. Okay. Service for Brian Evans, 10th of June this year. Okay, 10th of June, which is soon. Service for Brian Evans. I think it's in Llanelli, if anyone's going there. 10th of June. I don't even know what date we're on. 6th, I think. So if India's there, maybe you should put the details in there, or the links. You just put a video up, it just come up on my screen. So that's not the usual Roman arch, is it? Look at the size of these columns. Can you imagine when they were complete, how high that building would have been? Just unbelievable. Huge Pompeii, all been dug out. Everything that was in there is gone. So all of the mud. I wonder what happened to the actual pillars themselves. Did they get incinerated? Strange, isn't it, guys? Where the pillars have gone, I wonder. Okay. But they had the time to remove all of the mud, all of the shit. And there was a lot of ash and shit all over this. And as you can see, there's still smoke coming out of Vesuvius. So they dug all that out as well. So we seem to have missing people, missing debris, missing columns. Maybe they dragged them off and built something else with it in fucking Naples or something. I think it was more recent. So there you go, columns again, missing. More missing columns and no photographs of brown breaders, of Danny Dyers. Oh, a nice big forecourt. Can you imagine that in the day? Yeah, it'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Don't know, it might have been crap, really. So all the roads are really brand new looking, 1875. Yeah, the rest, isn't it weird? It's like, is everyone just really stupid in this time? It's like you get a lot of streets in 1875 that are covered in mud, aren't they? Yeah, if they look in like ancient, Rome, okay, apparently, whoever they are, or the Greeks, whoever they are, it's all fucking fantastic. They could have gone there and go, oh, wow, look at this style of road building. Maybe we could do this instead of shit and mud, eh? But no, they can't manage that because apparently we lost all technologies after the Romans left and died and everything. And then we were just stupid for 1,000, 2,000 years. We were just stupid for 2,000 years. We couldn't do anything, not even have a toilet or anything. Because we were really, really fucking stupid. So, yeah. So this photographer, he missed all the dead bodies. Isn't that weird? Or is it more in line with they ain't there at all? And they just put there for touristy things like, ooh, look at all the dead. But the dead weren't there at all because something else happened. They probably got incinerated. I find it weird. They say that pyroclastic flow killed all the people and incinerated them and solidified them. But then you still get paintings and bas reliefs up on the walls. Paint with pyroclastic flow, and they're still there. Just really strange. Paint would heat and bubble. I'm going to show you examples right now in a minute of what these paintings showed, because somebody went along there in 1841 and took paintings and documented what was on the walls of Pompeii. Seems like they were a bit pervy, but that's no surprise, is it? Ooh, nothing wrong with that wall. There's a load of stuff going on that wall. All cleared, everything cleared, 1875. Interesting, though, that the top's unharmed, really. Are they the original Roman tiles? Or did they put a roof on it? They're the original Roman tiles. That's what Roman tiles look like. How can Roman tiles be on a roof for 2,000 fucking years? Earthquakes, floods, rain, everything else. How come? And the bottom bits, big megalithic stones, and the covering is blown off of them. That would sort of suggest water from flooding. That's what that would suggest. Okay. I think that an apocalypse event did happen, yeah? But I don't think it was what they say, pyroclastic flow and all squillion tons of pumice, because it's not in these photographs. When did they dig all the squillion tons of pumice out? How much pumice would have been in that amphitheatre? A squillion tons. Where did they put it? That looks like some sort of sacrilegious altar. I could get a little pyramid going on. So, yeah, a lot going on. Massive amphitheatre. I think it was more in line with water purification. They already said in this book yesterday, funnily enough, Flatwater's video, that there was sand in the bottom of one of these amphitheatre type looking places they found in actually America. And sand is for water purification. These are for water, and they're water tanks. Not for gladiatorial purposes. That was all bullshit, I think. Comic strip narratives. Yeah. If people look at the future, in the future, in let's say a couple of 100 years' time, if somebody finds a Mad Max, a Judge Dredd comic, yeah, or a Captain American comic, do you think they're actually going to think that shit was really going down? Wow, they had Iron Man. Only 200 years ago, they had men flying around in iron suits. They're not even going to know it was Hollywood or anything. And that's what's going on here. It's just fucking sensationalization is what's going on. So you got some guy there doing a little talk. So this is like little amphitheater for truthing. They were probably truthing back then. Oh, what the fuck is all of this place? Forsooth. That's what they were saying. So there's a lot of stuff left from ancient Pompeii. All of this stuff is Roman. That must be worth a few quid then if it's left out there. 1875, let's leave all the cool Roman shit just hanging around. What about giving us the photos of dead bodies then? Any of that going on? No, not in 1875. There's no dead bodies. Only in later photographs and the plaster of Paris. because they actually show you that they did it and they put them there. That's interesting. Now they're dirty at the bottom, like damp and dirty. I don't think it's different color tile, stone. Again, stone missing. And did they re-roof the whole of this place? Is there people living in them? No. It's an archaeological site. So why is there roofs? Because they're still surviving from 2,000 years ago. Because it wasn't 2,000 years ago. It was recently. All of this within the last 1,000 years. Look at this. Ancient, fucking supposed to be ancient Rome. Got Phoenician going on. And these were just table legs. Oh, God. Just table legs. Oh, to be able to time travel. Anyway. Let's move on. This looks a bit blackened and burnt, this do, doesn't it? Yeah, it could have got scorched a little bit, but I don't really see too much evidence of scorchage, considering there's that big fuck off volcano next to it. There's a Cherabanuski there, look. See, they left all the statues out. There's a man there, Cherabanuski. He's looking at the camera. 1875, though. It's really early for photography as well, isn't it? And there's an action shot. Doesn't seem to be any development problems or exposure problems with these photographs. Yeah. But I've seen movement in really early photos. Look at the size of them blocks. And a pizza oven. You got a pizza oven because they like pizzas, because they're Italian. Pizza ovens and kilns for making bread. That's the bakery and the Subways, the Domino's, which they had. Right, that's supposed to be 2,000-year-old. Fuck off. Stop insulting us. How can it be? What about earthquakes? What about all the earthquakes that you have in Italy land? And a volcano local. This thing should be rubble, like the rest of fucking antiquity. Look at it. Statues everywhere. Just left. Just amazing. We go in forecourts. I think these bottom bits might be just a different colour, actually. There seems to be blackening on some of them. Wow, look at that. It's a mosaic, isn't it? Water, sea creatures. There's a crab, and he is up there in a shell. Again with the mermaids and the Hermes, Venus type narrative. Because it's all narrative, isn't it? I wonder what that's doing. It's tying it up or something. Tying the wall together so it don't fall apart. I don't know. Because of the painting on there. Anyway, how many more of these photographs? Fuck me. Oh, we're coming up to the end. Just make sure we're not missing anything important. So I'll show you what these are. If you've ever noticed, if you've ever seen, there's some families on here. We look like photographs. But it is that Phoenician narrative, guys. Isn't it? You know, the mermaids, the Ovidian, as you can see, the hoofed one there. Bacchus with his grapage going on. But they survived the heat and the pyroclastic flow. No problemo, the paintings. And we'll see what these are doing now. But this is the whole, as we've seen many times, Phoenician narrative. Okay, we're moving on. These are Pompeii paintings, 1841. They're really lovely. And we're going to have a little giggle in a minute. I'm not sure how long I've been talking. What's up, Brian Johnson? If you're interested, I have a photo of the old plaque from 1600 or something. And it makes a reference to Pompeii Herculaneum before Pompeii apparently was discovered. Oh, yes, please. That'd be interesting. So we took note of these. These do not seem like children to me at the bottom. These seem like people and adults, don't they? So it's like we're looking at giants. Then columns are massive. The whole place is massive. These look like people. And these, the ruling class, they are giants. That's what I think. Okay. I don't know what he's saying. I know what he's saying. Pull my finger. Smarty's Marty's fatty party. Pull my finger. That's what he's saying. Okay, that's pull my finger. Oh, so you see this a lot, don't you, with Neptune? He's got his personal bits covered over. They always have the same sort of flowing materials and stuff. And that is another one. Again, the old see people narrative. Okay. Everyone just going around. Oh, let me go at a fucking shitful. I'm going to go and jump in a 1 foot pool of water and fill this pail so I can get some water to drink. Oh, no, don't do it. We love you, brother. So they're all naked and stopping him fucking off somewhere. So, oh, right. Is this the Romans? Wow. So what's going on there? She's just hanging around. Nellie's all hanging out and they're smiling. She's all right, isn't she? She's looking at me. I think she likes me. She likes anyone with money, mate. Oh, yeah, this is ancient Rome. Oh, okay. So they're walking around with their willies hanging around, but out. They don't seem to have a problem with it. God, you do that in the modern day, you'd be frowned upon. Unless you're doing it for a TV series. Martin goes naked archaeological. Martin does naked the naked archaeologist. Oh, fuck me, that's got a ring to it. Oh, that definitely do well. I'll consider it for the future. Let's see how it goes down. Okay, what's going on there? Oh, I can see your bum. See more than that in this day and age. Come here, give us a kiss. Oh no, you're a smelly Phoenician. Oh, he's got that fucking laurel leaf on. Go on, give us a kiss. So they're almost there. They're nearly naked anyway. But they are naked, aren't they? Under them things. So what's going on? Well, obviously this is a pervy society. They have electromagnetic implements. These here, they give off a resonance. This guy's a bit horny. No, I don't mean that in sexual. I mean he's got horns. He's giving her a few shackles. She's going to be bite on the breast by an asp. If it's Cleopatra, which is not. Okay, I don't know what this guy's doing. So, oh, he's holding the devil on his shoulder, if it is the devil, and a Cherubinuski. So what are the Romans up to in Pompeii? Well, I don't know. It's really trippy. This is a painting in Pompeii. Let's have a look. Wow. It's shit now, isn't it, compared to then? Wow. Okay, they had some funky architecture. We know that anyway, because, you know. So they all got laurel leaves on. Oh, that guy looks like Roman Tom Campbell. Check him out. And what's he got? That's not a sword, is it? Because it's got a blunt end. I wonder what that does. Like a taser. So yeah, I know it's hot. I dig it's hot, but walking around like naked all the time. Okay. There's more stuff going on. So we got a centurion and a woman. That guy's got that strange sword with a knobbly end that wouldn't stab anything. He's got it too. Oh, that's weird. I wonder what they do. Back scratches, maybe. Looks like they're grabbing the women here, guys. Looks like they're just grabbing the babes. She looks like she's not into it at all. So why would they have that on Roman walls? And why have they all got like this Hercules there? He's made an appearance. Why have they all got laurel leaves on? There's got to be more to it. They put it around the flag, the UN, don't they? Oh, that seagull shit right in my eye. They do that, love. Do that. So I hope they don't wrongly interpret and say this is sexual content. This is art, okay, and history. It's not my fault the Nellies are out, is it? Oh, God. YouTube. Screw you. Wow, look at all this. This was in Pompeii on the walls, guys. So I think the megaliths are down to the giants. They could have lifted them up easy. Stuck them in the ground, do some process. I think all of them big stones from the megalithic era. He's got two willies. The man with two willies. Unless he got two little bollocks and no willy. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Look at that dog. He's got like a sharp collar. What do you think, guys? What are you saying, Linda? Gods and goddess? I hear India. Thanks for spreading about the funeral. I'm not sure if I can go because basically I'm not alone. And I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. I think, well, it's just the churches, isn't it? And they're doing all that creepy stuff. I just makes me... I'm just not good in that sort of environment. I don't embarrass anyone by giggling in a funeral or anything. So this chick, she's got a little willy thing and a curly thing. Ooh, I wonder what's going on. Are they all like, is it a Fufu and Anna Willie, Hermaphrodite, like Lady Gaga? Because that's a lot of that going on. Oh, look at you looking yourself in the mirror, aren't you beautiful? She's ginger, nice tight curls, nice earrings, nice bead. It's weird, isn't it? So they're making her, him, whatever it is, look pretty. It's like she got titties, got a little willy. I think it's hermaphrodite. I don't know, guys. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on anymore. Oh, they're eating a pig. They're eating animals. They're going to eat them. They'll end up in Pompeii and Burger King. They're playing chess. I seen when I went to Rome, I seen a chess board or drafts board on the floor in the forum where they were playing chess and board games, apparently, all that time ago. It was like, yeah, it's like fucking yesterday. Then troublesome little Cherubinowskis. You want to send, they're not even kids, are they, the Cherubinowskis, guys? They're adults, aren't they, clearly? Or they lack pubes and stuff. They are adults. It's like Copperfield. It's like, oh, you lovely little squishy titty there, lovely. And they're ginger. And they're looking very Phoenician. Copperfield. 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 Touching me, touching you. Look at him. He's got a pair of horns and a snake. So why have they got horns? Because they're horny ones. Look at that electric chair thing going on. Bet that's some technology in that chair. Maybe it's like a vibrating chair or something. I don't mean that in a dirty way. Okay, what's she doing? They're taking a cow down to the market. What's this blonde guy scheming with this ginger guy? He's got a knife behind his back. Touching me. So, yeah, a lot of nudity going on. Some got clothes on, I noticed. Maybe it's magnetic, this thing. Keep holding it up. Look what I've got. He's like, oh, do I get one? He's got a head there. He's collected heads. You're the winner. Oh, let me smell your armpits. What's he doing? He's got a head there on his handbag. And again, one of those strange swords, which are not a sword at all. It's got a knobbly end, maybe a hook. What is that in the background? It's in water. Well, I don't know if it's a sea creature. It looks more like maybe some sort of submarine. And there's water on the stones. And there's, there's sort of by the sea. I think they've just arrived from the sea. Wow, look at that. Looks really advanced for supposed to be 2,000-year-old painting. They got nice suntans, haven't they, in Italy? What's he giving her? You haven't got a sword either. Got like a weird hook. Well, it looks like a Viennese whirl, but I can't be positive. It looks like a cookie. He's giving her something. Let's hope it's a nice thing. Anyway, did you learn anything in the last hour? Okay, 570 watching. Hi today. Happy Flatter Day to you all. Fuzzy flat thumbs. Fuzzy and wiggly flat thumbs to you all. It's just got dark out there. So the time is 10:20. I seem to have been talking for 2 hours and a half, 30 minutes, and I'm nowhere near through any of my fucking content. Oh, thank you, Cowgirl in Arizona. I was going to sing the Neil Young version, but it actually didn't go with Arizona. No, he didn't, mate. He didn't. He didn't get. He didn't. Where's Be a Guy? Be a guy. Be a guy. Be a guy. Did my mate message you? No, we haven't. Be a guy. Get on to him. Tell him I'm flat earth British. Yeah. Not. Just tell him I'm flat earth British. Okay. Maybe get his ass. I know, for fuck's sake. Maybe get his ass in gear. Maori Logic. Meat on a hook. Butcher's hook. Take a look. Okay. Right, I'm going to have to come back and give you a few shouts later because I need to get on with usage. I hope you're all having a happy time. I think we'll all have a little giggle next. Let me just sort my shit out. Fuck, Oh, I got so much. What am I going to do? This might have to go on a little bit. So make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be doing some happy things as well and more images. Wow, I got so much shit. I'm going to have to do another show very soon. This is what happens when I don't post for 2 weeks. I make loads and loads and loads of videos, but content-wise, I mean. So, yeah. Hairy Mary. Oh, love her. So, we'll have some giggles in a minute as well. Okay, that's good. Saturday giggles, Sardis, and that'll do. Fuck, got so much. Okay, guys, I change screen. Let's just get into the juice, man. This is just going to go on forever, and like I ain't got nobody's watching 4-hour vlogs. But if you do, you can break it down into increments. Just watch half hour a week or something, a day. That's it, a half hour a day. Okay. Ooh, you feeling funky? Hi, Missy. What's going on? Just got to join you. Cool, cool. You never missed anything, really. You can watch it all from the beginning later. Probably going to forget what I've been on about by the end of it because I say so many words. I saved them all up for you. I got like meat on a hook. Ooh, look at you. We love you, Martin, from Ohio. Thank you, Donna. And we love you in Ohio too, which is also Welsh connected. Martin, did you oh god me, I can't. The feathers, yeah. Well, feathers are F ethers, aren't they? That's the word. It actually says F ether, and I think they interact with ether. I do think they're a technology, especially them helmets you see with the Trojans when they have the brushes. You know, I don't think they're like literally, you know, polishing their swords on their heads. I think that there's some sort of technology. So, Milwana, good to see you. And Squirrel Sniper, who's kindly patrolling my team. So everything been okay there? Marianne. Okay. Touching me, touching you. Okay. That's the song of today. I know that's not the lyrics, but it should have been. I always change the lyrics to songs and make them better. Oh, they might be dirty, but it doesn't matter. They're still better. Anyway. So that's Sardis. We're going to have a look at that mud flood first, I think. And then we'll go into a bit of comedy because we're going to have to whiz through. So if I go a bit quick. Sorry. These are the Temple of Artemis, which can be found in Turkey. I've shown 1 or 2 photographs of these years ago. I've got the full collection. And oh my God, they're the best mud flood you will ever see. So they were definitely digging the mud out of this place. I don't know what the holes are in these pillars, but imagine the tops. The size of these buildings. So in Turkey, and you can see that it was huge megalithic style blocks. And what are they doing? That's right, they're digging the mud out. And you can't exactly say that they're not digging the mud out of this great archaeological city, the Temple of Artemis, because they actually are digging the mud out, because it is buried in what? It's buried in the mud because there was a mud flood. So it's situated here, and you can see they got a camp, the archaeologists, and this is the first time which they really got in here. And as you can see, mind blow, the mud is still covering up much of these pillars, and they're just getting it out. That is an unusual bit of tech down there. See that there? I remember John Levy years ago showed cannons with this sort of serration, and he suggested there was some sort of machinery. There's another thing though, guys. They say they had the Industrial Revolution, all of that huge machinery being made, and they couldn't have a fucking toilet. Does that even make sense? They're building big iron ships and stuff, and they can't make a fucking toilet to the 1851 exposition. Does that make any sense? No. Does it, hell, guys? Okay. So we got column tops, but yeah, this could be just like a cog of some sort of machinery. But yeah, so that is just amazing large Temple of Artemis up in I think it's southern Turkey. Beautiful snake in there, sort of snake pattern, and they're digging the mud out. My God. And that is about the standard what we state for mud flood. You get the same in Easter Island, around 30 foot. And if you watch Flatwater's video, The Relics of America, the guy there states that these things that he was seeing tools, steel tools, and big Greco-Romano columns, if you like, were, he said, 30 feet, 25 to 30 feet below the ground. What is the fucking chances? Check that out for the best mud flood picture. The size of this temple had to be for giants. Why would humans do such a stupid feat of building blocks this big when you got no infrastructure at the time? Good to see they got a narrow gauge in to get the shit out. So they got a real big intent to clear this place. Toilets weren't needed, maybe used ethereal foods. Well, yeah, say ZYX, this is some sort of mode of thinking. I think that when we are at that higher state of consciousness, we may not need food at all, or the inclination to eat a poor little lamb, because that's a bit psycho, isn't it? Even though they taste so fucking good. It's really weird. But look at that for mud flood. Just amazing. And this is the sort of quality of the columns with the leafing that we see with Phoenicia all of the time. Wow, what mastery of stonework. I'm not sure what that is. Some sort of round building, but it still has a roof on. It's got a huge column there. And digging up more mud. And there's a large, just one stone there. Look at the size of that stone he's standing on. God, what would that weigh? So the mysteries of the past are just mind-blowing to me. What we don't know and what we're finding out. You know, they're saying that, you know, this is the size of a human. And they're saying that far off antiquity, it's, you know, the time of Artemis temple, you know, the Greeks, the Romans, whatever, what the fuck ever. They're laying huge megalithic stones like that. Just craziness. I wonder again where the pillars went. Are they all laying around, smashed? See that on the Acropolis. But do we see it here? Not really. There's a lot of stone. I bet it's everywhere under this area. Is all of this city. Stones just sticking out. And then they're using a little narrow gauge shovel, which is great. There's one of the pillars there. So some terrible event happened here. Mud flood. So it got caked in by mud. And there's a Chateau of Sardis in the past in an engraving, as you can see. It's all mud flooded in, and there's just the walls encircling there. The rest is not there. We dug it out. A little bit above ground, but most of it was dug out, as you can see there. Imagine finding that at the end of your garden. There's people up there in a villa, and they got that at the end of their garden. Just mind-blowing. But there was a lot of stuff still on the surface, obviously, but all of this makes you think what's below all our feet. If you get down there, guys, you know, I bet there's, if you go like, you know, a quarter of a mile down, I bet there's another world. All below our feet, built on top of civilization, built on top of civilization. But yeah, you can't deny that that's mud, not mud flooded, and you can't deny that they actually are removing the mud in these pictures, which they are. And this was in the 1930s, by the way, relatively recently. This looks like a sewerage pipe, or could it be a giant electric cable? They cover up everything in antiquity, guys. I've worked as an archaeologist on archaeological sites. Fuck me, look at that. Whereas in different sections, it is some sort of piping, sewerage, water, something along those lines, I would say. It's pipes all joined together. I've seen the same thing in Knossos, same piping. Huge megalithic stones. These things here, probably to lift them in the first place. It's just got to be giants. Just craziness otherwise. Don't know. Again, some sort of pipe work. This thing looks like it's made of metal even. Could it be? Could it be? It's like a pot on its side. It is a pot on its side with a thing. So some sort of waterworks as well for this site. So, and armed guards to make sure the Turks keep their thieving hands off of anything juicy that they might find, which they will in the temple, which will be rushed off and covered up by antiquity, especially if they find any advanced technologies of the previous civilization. That shit's a no-no. Right, let's have a look at some funny things and have a think about how weird this world is. Because it is. So here's Jim Morrison. He used to like to get his knob out on stage, but he got arrested in Texas. We thought that was a bad idea. So what he did was, they didn't really have a mosh pit in the day. So he lay on the stage, and then a win-win, women could feel his knob, fondle his willy, which is what's going on. She's definitely having a grope of the bit of Jim's Morrison. This was in a pub we went last week called the Robin Hood, where Charlotte Church, the famous fucking whatever she is, singer, she drinks in there. It's a local pub, so you can go in there and see Charlotte Church. Now, Charlotte Church wouldn't even be on earth if it wasn't for me. I was a friend with a father and a Mother Maria. And I remember the night that they conceived Charlotte Church. And then she went off to be a famous singer and sing for presidents and popes and shit. And now she's off to fucking... I don't want to talk about it. Beer, helping ugly people have sex in 1769. I think you find this a long time before that. Set the controls for the heart of the sun. I was looking into Sid Barrett yesterday and the shit state he was in after he was, downloading some flat earth truths and the truths about this realm to us with Pink Floyd. And then he ends up with veg. So I think they definitely MK Ultra'd his ass. Fuck yeah. Like they did in 1984, Winston, when he does the old thing, he's like, yeah, you ain't going to be shagging. I'm going to fucking get nasty rats to bite your face off. He's like, yeah, all right. I'll cut that out then. And he did. You'll be judged for everything. So do what you want. I think that's a good philosophy. I'll stick with that. And plus, I haven't got conscience. It's very cold out, so I'm warming up something tasty for you. It's in the oven for later. Oh, well, very disappointing. By Fanny Burns. He's Coming by Bob Klein. No, I hope I'm not at that moment. Not sure about this alchemical picture. It's got like 4 angels for lines of cosmology going on, but it is definitely sort of flat earthy feel to it. And they're in what looks like a pomegranate, and they're sitting in a pomegranate, Adam and Eve in it. Just don't know. It's just a curious picture. So this was supposed to have happened when the eclipse happened, wasn't it? Yeah, because the moon never fucking turns up. And some shutter came across our projector, because basically we're in a movie. Make sure you don't catch the 4th screen. And also make sure you don't peek outside the stage screen. Otherwise, you're going to see the movie makers. You don't want to see that. Freak you out. Like it happens on the Truman Show. Well, that's a reality. Anyway, when you pop out, that can happen. So, yeah, you never got fucking, sucked off into the black. You never got sucked up into the black sun, did you? And we may have got, all of us may have got raptured, and we may be living in a completely different realm, which is why we got a different color sun and everything's totally weird. Yeah. And that's why there seems to be this spiritual battle over shitty people and really good loving people. Keeps happening everywhere. But as I said, like shitty people, they're never going to be groovy. So we just got to love them, really. They're trying, ain't they, guys? They're trying. So, yes, definitely. I've explained this before. Witches and broomsticks. There's definitely more going on. I don't think it's anything to do with what you're thinking. I think it's about flying around. There they are. They're going down the wormhole into another dimension. Set the controls for the heart of the sun. Right, let's have a look in the mirror and see what I'm going to look like in a year. Oh, fuck. This is the Mirror of Fortune by Dura. It's got an unusual sword. I've got a collection of Dura pictures I was going to present tonight, but there's not going to be any chance of presenting Dura tonight. I'm afraid I'll have to be later in the week. And sun gazing is awesome. Probably better naked. I've seen some brilliant sun gazing. I definitely think if you get it, just right, you can nourish yourself and you can feel really amazing after sun gazing. But it's piss weak, isn't it? It's something going on really shit with the weather. Everyone's noticed it. It's like shit everywhere in the world. So Grover mails a bomb. So Grover's gone into bomb terrorism. So is Nature Sesame Street. He used to send anthrax out, but times change. I like Cookie Monster. Cookie. Grover's all right, though. Good gosh, opium. So this was in a Walt Disney cartoon where Mickey Mouse has become a terrible, terrible heroin addict, opium addict. So they changed him up so he can do his withdrawal. Learn wisely, children. This is for you. And then opium, and he's like, oh, fuck. So they're just torturing him, basically, because this is the mentality of Adolf Hitler. I mean, Walt Disney, isn't it? Sherbet and friends dropped some acid, and I can imagine that happening. They wouldn't have dropped acid as such, but they would have had hallucinogenics in Sherbet's day, and they would have had some really funky tunes. It would have been amazing, like electric guitar. So as Dr. Zeus says, okay, and I'm going to say this, what the fuck is this shit? Reality, what is it, guys? Yeah? If you look up your ceiling in a dark room, you can see trillions and squillions of little beads of light, or particles, I call them particles. But what they are is they're bits, or they're pixels. They're pixels. I can see pixels in the dark, billions of them, guys. I really can. And they got some geometry to them. So this place really does, because of what I'm seeing, seem like a bit of a simulation. Branch librarian. Oh, I love librarians. They really are smart, aren't they? They know loads of stuff. Hiding from Jehovah's Witnesses by the Bernstein Bears. So I never hide from Jehovah's Witnesses. I try to invite them in. Coming in, sit down. Do you want a cup of tea? They look scared, so they never come in. So there's Conan the librarian. That's the true story of him. That's what really happened. Mother's cooking destroyed our assholes and other stories. That can happen. Use a rabbit to wipe people. Taking a tab before running your garbage sale. This happens. This happens, guys. If you're running a yard sale and you drop, things can get a bit strange. But, you know, it happens to the best of us all the time, really, doesn't it? It's all good. Yeah, it looks a bit like this. This is our garage sale. Can I buy that there thing? That thing there, what is it? I don't know. It's moving around too much. So there you are in your ethereal state. That's what you really look like. You just light. Apparently, we're light. We know we don't look like light, but we are light. So big magazines. Okay, let's have a look. What? Tately. There you are. That's the size in 1709 of the old paper that would have been required to read for whom exactly? Giants. Fantastic science fiction. So levitating, something I'm really into. I want to be able to do that live on YouTube to get viral video. Fuck me, mountains floating. I need a hula hoop so you can go underneath me with a hula hoop to see that I'm floating and there's no strings and I'm not on a mirror box. Okay. So homunculus. Okay, you see this guy's made a homunculus woman. I don't like the way he's actually looking at her. So what do you think they're running from, guys? Let's have a look at this now. So ladder this is the Rapture, isn't it? Jacob's ladder from a fire engine, and they're going up to some, you know, maglev technology disky thing with people having a disco on there. They're not running away. He's like, let's have a look at this shit. It's like, oh, what a lie. Oh, what a lie. He's like, a wet, watery ball spinning in space. Oh, for fuck's sake. Cling on to the, not cling on to the side. So they show you, Queen show you, they show you loads, Queen do, about the truth of the place under pressure. This is in a cover of We Are the Champions, inside cover, and you can see he's robot, a machine man, a machine intelligence, bursting through the dome and trying to grab your ass. Yeah. Machine intelligence, they don't need toilets. And we are biomechanical units, by the way, prove me wrong. Sad Dads by Mr. Harris. Being sad on a rug, the new craze. I can't see that catching on, but I bet that rug feels lovely on your body. So that might be nice. How to scam your local council. Be a road builder. No fucking shit. Moving pictures here at Lyman House, okay, was showing moving naval battles on a screen, okay, way before moving pictures were a thing. He was doing it before. Linman House, moving pictures. And look at that, big naval battles on the screen. Can you imagine how much that blew their minds? I think they had them all along. I think they've had them. all along. And nothing new is under the sun. Okay. Sorry, did I? Okay. Should I just delete my pictures of the day? I think I just did. Don't worry. Because we're going to get them back up now. Ooh. Oh, that's my... So make sure to share this out, guys. We've got another maybe half an hour to go. I can't talk too long because it's getting on for 10:30 now. And I wanted to do Pannonia, Turkey. We'll have to wait for them. And I wanted to do West Bank because, like, they got archaeology there. And as you know, there's all shit going down. I wanted to show you Persian astrology, which is a load of demons. Okay. But we got Saturday Think pictures, so we're going to go through them. So, yeah, more John Waterhouse, more Arthurian themed pre-Raphaelite art. She's having a sniff of a flower. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, I think she's getting carried away with the old sniffage. Fucking hell. Again, seems to be only gingers in these paintings of pre-Raphaelites. There has to be a reason for that. So why do they think love is in the heart? Nobody ever tells me. I don't know where it is. Just hanging about in the ether anyway, isn't it? Love is in the air. Du, 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 du. So these two women are trying to catch, they got a net to catch flying love hearts. I've got a really strange noise outside the window. I think it's the fairground. So there you are. Cymru Bath, the Wales flag is same as the Tatarian flag, only the other way around. Prove me wrong. Bum, 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 bum. Which one was there first? The chicken or the egg? Well, Wales is older, so I think it came first. So I've been talking about bells this week on my community messages. Bells could be the Tsar bell and the Tsar cannon. The Tsar cannon has parts on it that could have cables for the clanger to hit it. This has not got a clanger on it. The clanger's missing, but obviously this structure that holds this giant bell is not its original place. This bell belonged to a humongous building that is no longer there. I can't imagine where they would have founded such a bell or made such a bell at such scale in the middle of the jungle. So here's Mary. Oh, she was lovely, wasn't she? She had a few issues, I guess. And here's Jesus. He's getting a bit bitty. You're getting a lot of that later in life. He's got old eyes, but he is he's an ascended master and everything. Don't think he knew at that time, but look at his little curly tots. She loves him, Mary. You can see. Yeah, he's lovely. There you are. He's going to save the world, don't worry. So let's have a look at some Tartar women. They're walking around with their amazing technological hairwear covered with coins of different sorts and just different plates of metal. But I definitely think this is an ethereal science, grabbing energies out of the ether to enhance our psychic abilities, our cognitive abilities, our ability to be more, intuitive is the word I was looking for. Let's have a look at more antiquity. This is a crazy Phoenician building in Germany, and you can see Phoenician heads, same characters every time, and some crazy quadriga on top of there, which is also all over antiquity. You've even had battles over it. So that one there, where do you think that castle is? Yeah, it's in America land, guys. I think this is the one I was showing you in Alabama, but it's an armory. Oh, and it's written down. But anyway, it's in America. You've got castles in America. They're all over. There's one in Central Park in New York. Look it up. There's a castle. They say it was built in the 1850s. No photographs, and it's a fucking castle. Okay. So Hitler, yeah, he wasn't all that racist, guys. I don't think he was. If he's got black Nazis, yeah. So he had ethnic minorities and foreigners were in Hitler's Reich, yeah, and definitely had Muslim SS regiments. Himmler had as well. So Muslim SS. You can see an Asian here in the SS, and black pilots in the Luftwaffe, and they would have them in all sorts of posts. So it's not like they're telling us, because they want everyone hating on one another and thinking everyone's like that, but they're not. and that proves it. So this was an experiment carried out by a Russian back in the 60s. And what he did is he set up a civilization of mouses as a sort of social experiment for humanity. And he set up the perfect circumstances for their existence. And he called it Mouse Utopia. Mouse Utopia. And they studied it. These are water for the mice. The mice are all there, hundreds of them. And hay. And it was a water utopia. But it was an experiment for how they could keep people. Going on with her head? That's weird. There's all like lights on her head. Something to do with the photography. Anyway, see this wheel this Venetian's holding? Yeah, it's not just a wheel like a wheel. I think it's a weapon. You see it everywhere. Yeah, it's got 8 spokes and you see it everywhere in antiquity. I think it's a weapon. Why build your wall straight when you can have a wobbly wall? Well, TW, probably not. They just, the human interpretation. It's like they look happy enough, don't they, the mice? So they must be in utopia for them. Water laced with LSD, Saxon. They were stripping rats, you know it. So yeah, why have a straight wall when you can have a wiggly wall? I prefer wiggly walls. I think they're much more fun. Hands up for wiggly walls? Wiggly walls it is. So in the far off future, come time traveling back, Big Ben will probably be like that in solidified mud and rock. There's a future. Dong, dong. So yeah, I think they got a pure attitude, these mermaid birds. They turn up. She's fucking giving it to him, look. And she's like, you haven't touched her. If you don't, please don't tell me you've touched her. He's like, touch her as if she's a fish. I wouldn't touch a fish unless it was on a plate with chips. Maybe that's the argument. I don't know. This was interesting. Nobody knew fuck all about the West of America in this part of this period, which is like, I don't know. Painted desert will be shown. So San Diego had an exposition, right? And what they said, they were going to have these people going from Santa Fe, okay? These Santa Fe people going to basically go to the desert, so I guess New Mexico, Arizona, where there were Indians that had never been seen before by white men. So even in this period, which I'm guessing is the 1800s, they had Indians that nobody knew anything about him. So like they get in the Amazon, you know. So members of the Santa Fe Exploration Party declared the Painted Desert River rivals the wonderful Grand Canyon of Colorado in grandeur and beauty and scenery. The second party has been sent to gather material for the great exposition the railway will install at the San Diego Exposition. Isn't that interesting? So they went off, found stuff in the desert and took it to the exposition in San Diego, which I haven't seen pictures for, but I want to see. So I wonder what that thing done. These poles here have like curly bits of wire, and then they go up, and at the top they have nothing at all except a cable that goes across, and then this sort of thing on top. So there's another one there and another one there. So I don't know if it's anything to do with the cable cars, and why would they be so ornamental and old? These bits are holding lamps up there. No, that cable's not attached to the light. It's just behind it. So these lamps could have been... Why would you have the lamps there and the lamp post going all the way up there? And there is a wire coming off it. I don't know. So there's what looks like a queen. She's got the holy glow. She's got ginger hair as per usual. She's got that wheel as well. So it could be like Fortune, a wheel of fortune. There is the wheel again. He's like, she's having a word with God. He's got the holy hand grenade. We'll see that a little bit in a minute. And a load of antiquitech on this city. Okay. And she's praying to God. And this thing here, it seems to be a weapon. Okay. Let's see if it's a weapon, if this wheel can actually do any damage to these load of Well, they look a bit like Nebuchadnezzar's gang. Yep, it is a fucking weapon. It's come apart though, but she was in charge of it, so she's done something wrong. And that's what happens. Everybody got fucking killed. The angel's like, no, you didn't press the red button. No, I did. This is why we'll never let women drive in heaven. So I don't know why this bird is on a pole, and I don't know why bombs are going up towards it in antiquity, because bombs are not supposed to exist in that way. So I don't know. I was thinking about, that's another post for another day, but I was thinking about the bombing rates in Britain. They make no fucking sense. They show you images of them dropping bombs by the thousand over Germany, and if that's the same in Britain, then the whole of the city should have been destroyed like the way Hamburg was, but they weren't. There was only random buildings taken out, maybe a couple of hundred on each night. It makes no fucking sense, especially with the bombings it was supposed to be dropping in Luftwaffe. I'm going to look into that a little bit more. So, what we got here? He's got two homunculus, looks like, on these wires. Don't know. So, that is all. I don't know where it is, but I think from this year I've seen it before, and I think it's in Iran. And I have seen this. Yeah, it is the one with that there. Yeah. So this year is an old temple or something, but if you can notice, they're on ground level, and everything you see there is below ground level. Okay, this is the ground level, the plane, and all of this is below ground level. So incredible. It's all caved in, whatever, but whatever it was underground. So if your city gets destroyed, like San Francisco, in some terrible apocalyptic event, what you got to do is keep your heart light and have a little giggle about it all. Ha ha ha. So, dragons. Let's get the dragon out of that castle. And she's pulling a dragon out of a castle. Some statue. Wonder what that's all about. What did you catch today, lovely? Because because they're merwomen, they only eat sea stuff. So he's got like a couple of shells. He's done a bit of beach singing and having a look at them. So, are you happy with them? Yes, I'm happy now. So, that going on. So, here's Jesus with a fleet of UFOs and Mary waving out of the window. And he's coming back with his buddies who are over in another land to come and save us all from these weird fucking lot that are in charge, whoever they are, phonies, or the other ones, which I mentioned the other day, which I mentioned again. So yeah, this is the quality of shit you would have. Pineal glands on top, beautiful paintings of antiquity. This is the quality of stuff you would have in your house or your palace in 1600s, 1700s, etc. See the nice fireplace with a nice steel plate on it? So, I don't know. This is a lioness. And she's being whispered the secret. Hi, everybody. Hi, Zal. How you been, bro? I ain't seen you for a while. Yeah, have a jolly good time on the old ruins, on the old shit. So this is the site of Boston Public Library. It's gone now, 1869, and it is just supposed to be built, really early build for. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's a building next to it covered in what looks like ivy, and it looks like the bottom half's missing in the ground. And Boston also seems to be missing. I've got an aerial picture of Boston around this time, and it is a big city. So where the Boston is actually at this stage is I'm not quite sure. Seems to be missing. So this is a religious depiction of the crucifixion. And the skill and going into that door is absolutely an amazing thing to behold. Set the controls for the heart of the sun. So you're going to go on holiday. You've got to get a Shire horse. You've got to get an old cat and stick all your suitcases on there and pile the kids on top. There's the orphanage kids off on their holiday to Clacton. Okay. But it looks like they're never coming back, doesn't it? This is what will happen if you eat orange pip, my mother told me. She said, if you eat orange pips, you'll have an orange tree growing in your stomach, Matt. It's not really. She had apple pips too, yeah. If you eat loads of apple pips, you end up with an apple tree growing out your stomach. And that's what's happened to her. She's at a seed, and it took root and it burst out of her chest. That's nice, isn't it? Happy days. Oh, here's another pre-Raphaelite Waterhouse again. Absolutely beautiful. Love the way that hand floats. She's like dead or something. Nah, she just come up from the water, hasn't she? But isn't it like a photograph for a painting? Look at her face, the eyes. Look at the eyes. How do they do that in a painting? That looks like a photo. She looks a bit spaced out there, doesn't she? But she's a water lady and she lives in the river and the stuff. So not going to look human, are they? Fucking water people. So that woman's got horns again. A lot of horny people in that time. She's got a horn on the front and 2 on the side. 3 horns. Beautiful clothes. And we got a cardinal there. And the skeletons, they come up for a dance every now and again, apparently. So this is interesting. This is a court in Brussels. Old picture. Okay. And what we see is 2 gentlemen standing by here. I don't know if it's a perspective thing, but they look bigger than horses. They look bigger than these men. Are they giants? But the date is also interesting. And no, what's the O thing going on there? I don't know. It's got a J, a 6, a Z, and a 3. A J, a 6, a Z, and a 3. Fireworks going off, etc., etc. So they found some nice big knockers, didn't they? And they know there's more going on with these doors. Can you imagine trying to open these doors here? Yeah. She's like, she got her hand on the knockers. So yeah, knock the doors, the big Phoenician lion doors. Put the key in, a head's height. Does that even make sense? What's that there? It's like an electric thing. So there's some Russians. The dog's been on the move. Well, I don't know if they was orphans, Janie Crane, but there wasn't any adults. So I'm just guessing. And the building looked like an orphanage. So let's have a look at these Russians. There's a cable going in there. So maybe it is in the electrified days. You can see that. But it's definitely above that door. And the height of that lock. That's a tall guy. Why would it be that high? Giant doors. Made out of 1 bit of marble, but they're 2 tones of marble. Is impossible art. The art of Bernini, other sculptures of this period out of marble, was questioned in the day. Some of these sculptors were put up in front of the Spanish Inquisition, or the Inquisition at the time, and accused of witchcraft because of actually accused of selling their soul to Satan, to be able to mold these, or do these mold. Interesting phrase they might be, to be able to carve these unusual sculptures. But these are further back, and there's still really amazing art in the Hellenistic period. Sublime art again. Yeah, like I said, they were questioned when they were produced, and they're questioned more now. Here's the old hag. Or is she? Face being smashed up a bit, but I'd say because she looks like the old hag. Impossible art. There's no way you can do that with a 1 chunk of marble. It's just insane to think it. It's just with the tools, and maybe if they had like a couple of years and a couple of geniuses in the modern day with electric tools, they could pull it off. But all of these artworks, are just so detailed. It's hard to even believe. Excuse me. So in Roman art as well, I don't know why they have women with boobies and dresses and little erections. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Seems to be a lot of trannyism, whatever it's called. So this is a listic or ancient angel, and look at the feathers in there, carved in stone. They were doing it even further back, but the later ones of Bernini, etc., are just unsurpassed. This one as well, she's from the ancient world, and she's got a little stiffy too. It's weird. I wonder what's going on. God, she's got a little weenie. Okay. Armenians and Tartars in conflict. 400 Tartars killed. Oh, yeah. Fucking bring it. Yeah, it was reported that 700 Armenians from a number of villages in the government of Yerevan attacked a Tartar village of Gars, killing 400 Tartars and plundering and burning all their property. That's weird. I thought the Tartars in some narratives are supposed to be the shits. It sounds like the Armenians are here. So there's Paris. Everything you can see in that picture no longer exists, but that plaque does say 1900, and there it says 1897, the longevity of the Great Exposition, I guess. That one in particular. All gone. Everything you see there except for the Eiffel Tower, gone. Replaced with shit. And there's our expositions in Paris, moving pavements. Why did they stop with moving pavements? Why can't they carry that on? And this exposition, lark, is booty. What's left over of the classical walls? What's left over after reset? What they have essentially found or hijacked, more like, from the previous culture. And they put them all on for display. Look at all of that art. So, yeah, San Francisco, basically on the 18th, and there is the 14th. And nothing going on. There is, on the 18th, absolutely completely destroyed. And somebody's non-player character, 777, done a little lineup to see if it all lines up, and does really. The Gen picture lines up from the same perspective and same spot. But this is a movie set, the first one. This one is a movie set. The weirdest narrative ever. Look at that for a cymatic window. Again, looks like that wheeler we just showed you. But once, you know, you could tell these people were in a high state of consciousness to be able to just envision this sort of, this sort of geometric beauty of the flower of life that we can see there. They knew all about this place and how it worked. You know, weird how that guy's looking straight at you. Popal people. Check that palace out. Oh, thanks, Sherry M. Hall. Really do appreciate that. Behind the scenes. Cool. So thanks, Hippie Shake. Thanks, D-Tech. Thanks, Lucky Today's. I say I'm a millionaire. And Sherry Hall, it's about frequency. Indeed. As Tesla said, look at this for a decorated column top. Somebody got up there and did all of this with a chisel, apparently. And then there's columns on top of that again. Wow, that is amazing. So this, I think, is a clanger. It's more likely, you know, it's next to the bell anyway. This is the Tsar cannon. You could put wires or steel cables on these and swing it back and forth. And it's a hollow chamber, so it would make a really loud bong rather than, you know, lifting these huge cannonballs into here. It just makes no fucking sense for human beings to be able to load that cannonball in there for what? Stupid. But it's more likely that it banged. It was a clanger, a clapper for the bell. So yeah, all the bells seem to have suffered some sort of frequency mishap. Maybe when we had the burn down or the computer malfunction in this place a little while ago. The Liberty Bell has been cracked. And there is a nice set of jugs. Prove me wrong. There are some bums. I don't know what they're doing there. They just showed up. These are the bums of women before Burger King. Yeah, you can see that they look like women's bums. And now, times have changed. So yeah, so that cannon clapped there, and it's broke. And this is the Tsar bell. It's impossibly big. They say it fell out of a tower in an earthquake because Moscow has fucking earthquakes, or a tower fire, excuse me. But you can see these people in Atlantic Beach are in a higher state of consciousness. They cover, no toilets, but they got these dresses on. They got to lift all of this stuff up and all of the undergarments and then remove that just to be able to go to the toilet, and the children as well. It just makes no sense, guys. They cover themselves off up from the sun because it's so nutritious, maybe, the sun. And you got that beautiful sun back then, the yellow sun, the old sun, before it went LED on our asses. And whatever happened. Steam-powered men, steam-powered soldiers, steam-powered army. So here is a Belgian queen in the past. I'm not being unpleasant or anything. She just looks a little bit masculine. Maybe she looks like one of the royal family, actually. But she looks a little masculine. I'm not saying she's a switcheroony or anything, guys, but fuck me. Jewish and Huguenots. So Pocahontas. That's what she looks like in the Disney movie, but in the actual pictures of her, she's white. She's got a Phoenician nose. She could be Welsh. Who even knows? So they say she's Welsh. I've heard narratives about Pocahontas. She came apparently to London to meet Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was quite taken with Pocahontas. They hung out, smoked weed, and did all Queen Victoria's favourite stuff. Have a curry. Queen Victoria liked a spliff and a curry. She's proper British, Queen Victoria. Quite like her. Oh, right. So this is Connie out of Flowery Twats. I mean, Faulty Towers. And we're going to do a couple of seconds appreciation for Connie. Okay, that'll do. This is John Noakes with Shep. Some of you British people might know Blue Peter and the great man that is John Noakes, famous for his oversized penis. And Shep, who is the sheepdog, Welsh Border Collie. And you can see that this man, right, he can't take no more of BBC. He's like, if you only knew what they make us do. They make us go into this room and do unspeakable things. Jimmy waits for us. So here's some photographs taken recently of some pandas in the wild in China. Yeah, they're real. Oh, poor panda. Here are some Welsh women in their national clothes with their iPhone tablets. And this is what they look like in Wales. Oh, yeah, we all dress like this. Have you noticed how they got witches' hats on? You also noticed that they got top hats on, like the boss. Yeah. Yeah, they usually sit outside their house, like doing like weaving or some shit. So, which came first, the hut or the mud? I think it's the mud came after, because you wouldn't. It's all in there, isn't it? The building. So they've had some sort of mudslide here in Fort Pitt, Beer. I got mud flooded. Ah, I fark. A fart and a bark simultaneously is a fark. Okay. Oh, look at his little face. We don't mind you farted. It's a smarty, marty, farty party. Here is the king of England. Here's Georgie having a little go on a slide. Look how much fun the king is having. God love him. On the Helter Skelter. Feels like he's been punished. So I went to Swansea. I'd never been there before because Cardiff people don't usually go to Swansea because there's a rivalry. But that was a long time ago. You know, we don't fight football hooligans anymore and stuff. So I went there and I was really surprised at what a beautiful place it is. Anyone says to me Swansea is shitty ever again, I'm like, mate, you don't know. You don't get around enough. The grass is not greener on the other side. I can promise you that. You think you come from a shittiness, go to other places, you wouldn't fucking believe it. No, this is lovely, really lovely. And the people there, they're nice, friendly, psychic. And this is Swansea Castle. Nice contrast of the old world and some of the new nasty ass world. This has got soul, that has got heartburn. So back in the day when we were football hooligans, I was one. I was a proud football hooligan. What happens? We used to do pitch invasions after the game or during the game, depending on whether or not we're going to do like a big rush over to the West Ham fans and have a big fight. in pitch. So the coppers back in the day, they used to give you a kick up the ass. I've had kicks up the ass. I've had a copper like write vandal on my head with a vandal pen and stayed there for almost a year. It's a long story. Don't even worry about it. It's true. It's happened. I'm okay about it now. Anyway, let's have a look at this alchemical picture. God, my mouth's literally going to fall off if I keep talking. You got a celestial globe there. Again, with the stage show curtain thing, because this place is a movie. The worst place to get a splinter. Yeah, I thought it was a willy, but it's not. And they don't look like that anyway, do they? Do you know what do they call them in America? We call them Japis in Britain, but that might be, thought of as racist. Don't know what Japanese call them. Probably British eye. I don't know. See this guy? He's fantastic. He's like, oh, it's lovely by this brook. Oh, a little babbling brook. Oh, there's a gold chunk. Oh, it's lovely, these trees. I know. I'm just going to build my house right here. And he did. You could do that back then. You could just build your fucking house next to a brook. He's got it going on there. Look at his shit, guys. He's got a river. He's got a house. He's got a dog. Got a little table. What more do you want? By replacing your morning coffee with green tea, you lose up to 89% of what little joy you still have left in life. Yeah, don't get coffee, guys. This bullshit is bad for you. Okay, drink it. It's good for you. Keeps your nerves down. This was I literally wanted to manifest a car made out of ganja, but this turned up. But I wasn't disappointed because you don't see too many grass-coloured cars. This was around the corner the other day. So I don't know this actress's name. I've seen her. I think she's a bit naughty in most films that I've seen her in. Okay. It's a little bit see-through that 90, isn't it? You can see a big patch of lady garden. It's different in these days, day and age, though. They wear them so tight, you see everything. These are hilts of sword handles. And you can see that swords in the back in the day had a lot more going on. A lot more going on. X-rays of old sword hilts. So they could do this sort of caper. On guard. Really, they said, charge. Charge your weapon. Charge your sword. Charge your shield. Zap, zap. Zappy, zap, zap. That was what really going on. Here's a building of Babylon's temple, or temple of Tower of Babel, I should say. And they're getting some shit up there on a big old crane. And it looks actually like a church. And there's like a big roof thing with some Phoenicians. But yeah. Middle Ages, Tower of Babel, like it didn't happen long ago. 1908, and this is a large elephant in Pozdra. So that sounds Polish. Pozdra. So it's a big stone elephant. So did you know when we have a border of Wales which has a dike on it called Offa's Dyke? I've walked on it many times. It starts in Chepstow and it ends up here by Liverpool land, up by Chester. Never been to Chester. I'd like to go there. And there it is. You can walk on it. It's raised up above the ground, like a little hill thing, little tub. And you can walk along it. This side is the Welsh mountains, the Black Mountains, etc. And over there is just flat England, Herefordshire, Worcestershire, all the way to Birmingham, just completely flat, except for the Malvern Hills. Just beautiful. Wales is God's country. But what is it for? Was England covered in water? They kept the water out. Was it a silk road to take stuff from the south, like a wall of China, a wall of Rome? Or was it... I can see a face there, but that might just be me. Well, a dike is something to do with water, isn't it? But I got a feeling there's some sort of boundary, some sort of wall that would be a Silk Road, something to do with trade. It's always trade, isn't it? Notice how they got another road next to it in the modern day? Oh, shit. Did you know that 20 seconds of hug releases a bonding hormone and a neurotransmitter, oxytocin, which is a natural antidepressant? So if you feel fucked off, try and find somebody to give a quick hug to. You need 20 seconds. Be nice. So Anne Boleyn there, okay. And Elizabeth I. Do you think Anne Boleyn looks like Elizabeth I? She's got the same nose, similar mouth. Well, Anne Boleyn married her she was it would have been her mother-in-law, they said. So that's really unusual. I wonder if there was anything in that. Because he married Anne Boleyn, didn't he? Her head chopped off. And then he has a daughter, Elizabeth, or son. And she's a dinger for Anne Boleyn. I wonder. So this is the earliest picture of Nelson's Column in Trafalgar Square in London being built. But again, this is the 1840s, late 1848. Everything you see is already built, Greco-Romano temples, everything. And again, it looks dirty. And again, it's already there, isn't it? There's nothing being built there. It's been cleaned. Romantic ecologies and colonial cultures of British Atlantic world. So I'm not sure what's going on there. They look happy enough, don't they? So what sort of water facilities did they have? So I used to have to bath in a tub when I was little. To wash your hair, you got to lie on the floor. See the flat screen telly? You got to lie on the floor and do it like that to wash your hair. Okay. He's got a tablet. And to have a shower, it was more this sort of thing. So they did have sort of showers. I wonder if they got the water up there. Going for a bath after sweating. Ooh. So you sweat it out and then you go for a bath after sweating. Fair enough. Sweat that shit out. Holy hand grenade, Batman. So even Batman knew about the holy hand grenade, guys. Yeah. He keeps in his utility belt. The microwave oven was invented accidentally when a test for a magnetron melted the engineer's snack in 1956. The magnetron is the fasces. And what does it do? Yeah, fucking melt shit. Big time. Google, they're spawny bastards. Imagine no wonder they fuck with us so much if they got this. Listen to this. If an employee of Google dies, their spouse will receive half their pay for 10 years and the children will receive $1,000 a month until they turn 19. What the fuck? They're spoiled, aren't they? But I bet they're bumping loads of them off. This is a cookie cup. You can drink the coffee and then eat the cup. Yeah, I know. If I ever find one, I'll tell you what they're like. It looks like I really need one. I want one. Ah, did you see this? So what happened here? In 1908, the New York Times reported the story of a dog in Paris that regularly pushed children into the river only to rescue them for treats he would receive at the end. Oh, so push her in and save her. Oh, clever dog though. Hiya, Adam Cook. What's happening, my brother? Hiya, Vinny. Oh, I'm a big off for the nice dog. Killing kids and then saving them again. So this is a lady that is not AI, and this is not a new photograph, although she does look very modern. This is a lady of the old days. She was a business genius. What did she do, if I remember rightly? Fuck me. Well, she was like a CEO that didn't exist. She owned a company and she made shitloads of money. She was really smart. Unusual face. Mud flood. So in Turkey recently, they found a giant statue in the mud. And here it is. It's not really any style we know of. It's an unusual style. Deep in the mud? In Turkey, recently. They was finding shit there. Don't do this at home. I'm sure this is a magic trick. No, not really sawing the man in half. Amy Winehouse. I watched a documentary on her a couple of days ago, Saxon, bro. Tell you what, she didn't go with the Illuminati thing, man. I'm telling you. She said it on Jonathan Ross. She said, what, you work for these people. They try to do anything. She said, yeah, they tried to mold me into a triangle. Yeah. So she's saying, I ain't going to join the Illuminati. She didn't sign a fucking contract or anything. So I think that's why they just kept giving her drugs until she fucking died. They do that. If you're depressed, they just turns up with shit you don't need. And they just gave her drugs and she died. So sad. Such a real talent. She was so talented and beautiful when she was younger, before the crack. So I don't know what to say about this woman. Isabel of Portugal. Jesus, H. She existed in the year 144, whenever that fucking was. Lord have mercy on London. Notice the lightning and the strike. And what they did is we follow, we fly, okay? Keep out, and we die. So they had a little island, apparently, in just outside the Thames in London, where they kept all of the plague victims, and they would die on there. A bit like a leper colony, if you like. Just smell that turd. Here's the Munster's house. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. So I think they're Welsh. Looks Welsh to me anyway now. So look at this, guys. Never too late to cop a feel. Look at that, guys. Many a fine tune played on a old harp. As I'm sure he is very happy there. Look at him. The dog's like, I fucking hate you. Breath stinks. Give me some more of that wine. Okay. Now some ladies dancing. Gyrating. Okay. Dun, 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 ooh, dun, 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 ooh, dun, dun, dun. Okay, enough of that. So let's have a look at some beautiful stuff. If you haven't looked yourself in a mirror, topless as you would if you were on your own. So what's the context? Beauty. There is beauty all around. So here is the king. I like the king. I really like Prince Charles, King. Here's King and Robert Plant of Led Zeppelin, and he's saying to the king, "Pull my finger," because they always do that. It's a bit of a joke between them. This is Clarence Street Bridge in Cardiff, called the Whistling Bridge. I used to love to go over it as a kid, but they're taking it away now, and all this groovy Antiquitech stuff and the old cable cars that we used to have in Cardiff, the trolley buses, but working on electric, just like Dodgem cars, pulled out of the ether. Here's another Welsh legend, Richard Burton. Richard Burton. He's gone for a Burton. There he is in his Welsh village. Stinking rich. He's come back. Everyone's like, hey, Richard, you've got a few quid. Any chance you could lend us a fiver? So we had to give everyone a fiver. Here he is with his wife. He's Anthony, and she's Cleopatra. She looks as pissed off. They're married in the making of this epic film. It was beautiful and lush. But Elizabeth Taylor divorced him. They married again. She had about 33 husbands, actually. And I'm sure they were very happy. It's just alcohol got in the way. So here's an old map of Europe. Let's see what they were thinking in the 1800s. So what they got for Britain? What's the time? Fuck me, it's going on for 12. I have to pack this in soon. So Switzerland's got like a big vault underground. Interesting. Shaped like a star fort. Prussians got some big cannons and loads of money. Okay. The French are on the piss and eating cheese. And I've got a problem with lizards. Britain. What's happening in Britain? Well, we're eating bones. And playing with boats. And in Ireland, they got kilts on and they're making some arua, whatever that fucking is. So, yeah, they're thrown upon Britain a bit in this map. So, yeah, the Russians are the fear of this time. Look, the Russians look like they're going to come and get you, don't they? Russia. Everyone's like, ah! Anyway, oh, hang on a minute. Let's have a look at the Arabs down there, what they're doing. They naughty. Yeah, been a smack your bum. And they're fighting. Okay. So, yeah, a lot of fear and propaganda in that picture. So, here's the culprits, the imposters, the royal dynasty of Britain and Europe. It's Queen Victoria, a nephew, a grandson, Wilhelm of Germany. And later on, a lot of these people are going to be in World War I against one another. But not really. It's all dialectic, isn't it? It doesn't matter if they kill a couple of 100 million fucking people or 100 million or whatever. So I got loads more to show you, but I haven't got time, guys, because I'm running out of steam. Sounds Beautiful Festival's only a couple of weeks away. Truth Festival is going to be Weissie's going to be there, David Weiss, and all of them bands, dozen DJs, and they got a Truth tent where myself, Ian Leahy, Mark Devlin, Dave Murphy, and Clive the Carl. You've seen him on my channel. He does the health stuff. Matthew Letizia, I know him off the TV. Richard Vobes and Steve Hughes. It'll be worth having a look at that. We're going to have a good time there. So that's what we're doing. The Truth is at the end of the month. We're going to have a hold down. Yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. 540 of you still watching. I've managed to keep you here for 3 hours and 30 minutes. Have you enjoyed that? I've got so much more to show you. I haven't even started with my pictures. So what a shit. So, what a beautiful lady. Adam Cook is such a gentleman. Really love that guy. He's such an awesome being. And so brave. What's that, Marianne? Oh, let me come back to you, sweetness. Sorry. It's very lovely. What day are you on, Martin? I'm on at 4:30 on a Sunday afternoon. I've got hold of a guy who came and recorded one of my meetups. He's going to come and he's not going to be there on the Sunday, unfortunately, but he's going to record the Flat Earthers when he does their stuff. Because I don't know whether you watched David Weiss's and Acapulco presentation, but it was arguably the best Flat Earth presentation I've ever seen. I think that the arguments that he put forward were just impossible to deny. You know, he just showed you that it's impossible. It's impossible. He just shows you. It's really amazing. I was really, really impressed. Yeah, sorry about that, Zal, if you just heard, bro. Yeah, Brian's no longer with us. Crafty Kim. It looks a little like a lovely fair. It's going to be lovely. It's nice in Dorset. It's a beautiful part of the world. And I looked and researched a lot of the places on this grounds of this like stately Hungaunt's house, which was built by a Welshman. No quinky dink. And the style is exactly like them architecture I just showed you. Have a look at it. Gaunt's house, built by a Welshman because it's Welsh architecture. Lynn, good to see you, lovely. Jamie Crane, thank you too. Thank you everybody for coming by. Thank you, Kathleen, for that earlier, and anybody else on the supers. That was super kind. And Mel, it was amazing. Thanks so much. Yeah, well, I'm going to recap. We talked about quite a bit of stuff in this post, but mainly at the beginning, why there's no toilets on Flat Earth. Write in the comments why you think there are no toilets on Flat Earth. There's loads of ideas, but I think they could have been mud flooded. And they're all along. Because people definitely need to shit. I can't believe they never. And then we looked at Jesus, very real possibility of him being here in Wales. And Mary, Holy Mary, Mother, buried in Anglesey. I think that's the thing. We looked at Pompeii and the lack of bodies in all photographs. I think that's a psyop. He said he messaged him, buddy. He said to message him, buddy. I'll go on Facebook later, matey. Thanks for that, be a guy. Stacey, I love in Massachusetts. Jason of Wales. So you are in Canton. So you in Canton. Why didn't you say anything, bro? The other day, but I was too shy to ask. You just fuck Jason next time, bro. I'm in Canton all the time. I'm there nearly 2-3 times a week. If you sees me, Jason, I'm an Ely boy, mate. I ain't all that. I ain't fucking. I say hi to anyone. Okay. Wow, you see me in Canton, miss me. We went walked up, just got lost up top on Canada and that. Just like went up all the old streets, man. We found loads of cool stuff, mud flooders and stuff, old churches at the top of King's Road there. And the little place that does like blues and stuff, a little brewery, but it was closed. Fearless Vic, good to see you. Share, thank you. Genesis Heath. And tickets available for that. There's 3,000 people hopefully going to turn up, but I'm sure there'll be a couple of thousand there. These little festivals are the best ones. Yeah. Red Cloud, good to see you. Thanks for being here as well, mate. Thanks. You tried McVelly? It's beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. Son of Overbrook, keep on being epic. And TW, I'll look, if you haven't seen Flatwater's video, I'll go hunt it and put it in the descriptions. You need to see that. It was fucking love that man's work. TW, no toilets means no TW. Yeah, they were called water closets as well, weren't they, for a while? Mud fossils, WCs. Epic, epic, epic. Thanks, mate. Rainer down over there in Australia land. And Brian's funeral service, 10th of June, and there's a video there. I was on about getting in contact with Ross's family today, hippie or India, and maybe do some work with them guys that are doing British hidden histories, because that was fantastic. We'll have to watch it back. Oh, thanks, Ryan Bach. And D. Hansen, so grateful for this. Thank you. Over Billy. So, yeah, catch that film if you've seen it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was all right. And Martin had Marvin the Martian's interrogation. Ray, no, I haven't. Dave, good to see you, David. Have a BD shake. Old World Cryptid Carolina. That's good. There were no toilets because we harnessed energy difference. This seems to be a common consensus amongst the community that we could. We didn't really need food. We were in a high state of consciousness, and there's no doubt in my mind this was the case. So yeah, I think we didn't need to eat and kill animals. Queen Charles, good to see you. Hope you're the real one. Much love for you as well, Mel. Okay, I'm going to dive off because my mouth is like literally going numb from talking. For still 500 of you here. Make sure to subscribe and like this channel if you did like this channel. There's there. So Hippie Shake's just sharing there. Britain Hidden History Ross. That stuff is golden. If you don't know, I would check it out. If you're into real history, that's where you should have a look at. Shally, I seen you the other day. Hiya, love. That would make Jesus a jinn and an angel hybrid and unqualified blood for saving mankind. That's gone a little bit deeper than I would have gone, but yeah, I like it that you're thinking outside the box. Keep thinking like that, and we'll get somewhere. Don't be scared to think thoughts. Okay. Best to keep them positive, though. Otherwise, all you're going to do is manifest a shit show for yourself. Not you, love. Just that's generally. Misty World, yay! We let you. And thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks, moderators. Thanks, everybody, for staying epic. I won't be away too long this time. Just take a week or something off. But I have been reading loads, doing loads of work, collecting loads of stuff. Sometimes you've got to get into the research to be able to present it. You can't just shit it out. You know what I mean? So there's that. I do my actual own research. So it's like that's how it works. Anyway. There's a methane digester fueled by dog poop. Yeah. Why didn't they go down the methane road? I don't know. Bro, it's Saturday daytime in Las Vegas. I know it is, Vinny. I looked at old pictures of Las Vegas the other day when there was nothing there. Like not even long ago. 1940s was hardly anything. Crazy. Oh, all that got there quick. Okay, thank you, Joy. Thanks. Great episode. Okay, thanks. Make sure to like this, as I said, guys. And he'll be shaking Ray Rudford. I owes Ray. Ray, if you're there, bro, I owe you a little hangout. Me and you, bro. Talking about Mudflood stuff. Being epic. Yeah. Remember, Martin's omnipresent. He sees fucking all. And I seen you being epic. So there is that. Curious Squirrel. Maybe they had. Oh, I read that. Okay. Thank you, Laurie dear. You're all lovely. Okay, I gotta go. Anyway, don't cry. Thanks, Joy. Zippity doo da, zippity day. Thank you, Zig. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing a zippy. That's how I feel. Zippity doo da. Thanks, India. Thanks, Daniel. Thanks. Yes, I'm very approachable. Just like everybody else, only more so. I'm more friendly than most people, as you find. So you get a hug. You get a hug from me. Okay. The only time you won't get a hug is if you're covered in poo. We'll get a hug then. Okay, then. Which is highly unlikely. So, bless you. like playing with poo. I don't know. Okay, we gotta go. Thanks everybody. Thanks Saxon. Thanks Babs. Thanks TW again. Thanks for your comments. A knob of cheese. Thank you for that. ZYX. Gorgonzola Factory. Okay. I'll just add to it. And Marianne. So yeah, we're gonna all hook up. We're all gonna have a good time. That's what we're planning to do. Okay, guys. And hopefully the sun will be shining, because it's been gone back really wintry and shit here in Britain for some reason. And I like hot weather, so but I'm happy. It doesn't matter. It's what it is. You know. Take it easy, baby. Take it as it comes. Don't move too fast. Okay. A little bit of dose before I finish. Okay, thank you, Sonia, and anyone else I haven't said thank you to. Just thank you to you all for being here. Okay, on our epic flat day night. Gradient, thank you to you. And Bob Sykes, massive thanks to you. Love you, bro. You're the best. And everyone, Missy. Okay, I got fuck off. Okay. Boom Shankar, stay epic, and I will see you very soon. I got loads more to post, so it'll be nothing for me to just crank up and whack out a wicked post anytime soon. So keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes on my community page for any information, anything that's going on. You'll see it all in there, okay? Or any things that spring to mind that I put in there. Okay, maybe humorous or not. Hula alligator. Wow, fucking 4 hours. 444 watching. Weekly fat thumbs.